What's up, everybody? It's Jez7780 with the Gaming Grindhouse. What a night! I am so sorry here. Everything is just a disaster here. I apologize for the delay, but hey, we're gonna turn it into something. We're talking about Xbox. We're talking about E3. Might as well set the motif already and being about a half hour late. Over a half hour late. So the motif is waiting, right? What's up, everybody? Sorry, I apologize. I got pulled into something, family stuff, and then then I had to try to set this stuff up, and as you can see, some of the things are all over the place. But yeah, 3 tracks at once. I got to figure out what's going on here. This thing is really driving me crazy. Sorry about that confusion. I gotta stop that thing from doing that stuff. This thing has to go. There we go. Hopefully that fixes it. So sorry, J-Cat. Yeah, apologize for that noisy intro. I did have to make a new intro, as I mentioned. I had to make a new Grindsboard transfer because I was getting copyright hit on the one that I did before, so I had to make a new one. Make sure you can hear me, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, no more wine coolers, dude. No more. Today was like a fasting day for me, man. I just was like on water and salad. Like I needed a detox. So maybe that's why I'm whacked out. Yeah, and even frogs. Like frogs, I thought frogs was gonna be in, and frogs. I'm gonna text him again to see if he wants to pull through. If not, it'll be the Grinds My Gears show. And I'll go through the topics because I got a lot to talk about anyway. That's why I wanted to do this. I didn't want to delay it again. I hope everybody had a great weekend out there. And, in the U.S., we had the 3-day weekend. So coming back here. Don't lower your expectations about this show because we're going to talk about some good stuff. Shout out to everybody as they're coming in. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. There's some text frog. Hold on. I'm just going to let them know. Sorry for the delay. But if you are around, come through. All right. Well, actually, it'll go good for the grind. Now, let's see. So, you guys have been waiting too long. I want to thank everybody for as you're piling into the Grindhouse. It's open. We're open for business. I felt like I was like DJs, that Jersey Shore place where you see. I don't know if everybody saw like in Belmar. Everybody was like waiting to get into this place because they just lifted the mask mandate for the clubs, for inside stuff in New Jersey for the weekend. So everybody went to DJs, which is like in Belmar with Jersey Shore, where they do the fist pumping and all that other stuff. Yeah, there was like lines around the block to get into there, man. So, yeah. So, I don't know the Grindhouse of DJs, but we're going. So, you know what? Let me try my new transition. So, first thing I want to just, mention briefly. I talked about Horizon, had that thing. That's a topic on here. But we'll also, I'm playing Resident Evil 8, getting through that. I actually killed I'm done now with all the witches. So I'm moving on through that. Again, I'm liking it. But I do feel like you get tons of ammo, and I'm buying everything in the shop. I feel like I shouldn't be, but I am. I just have so much money. So I guess that's the game. So I'll just keep that in mind as I go through that. Returnal, I got to the third boss in the third biome. Almost beat him, got onto the last wave. So I kind of now know my way around the third biome. So I'm ready to go, and I could probably finish up that boss in the third biome. He's not that hard. So it's just getting to him. That's the nemesis guy. It's getting to him and that stuff. So but yeah, you know what? You guys have been waiting a long time. We're gonna go right to the grinds board, right to the table. We're gonna do this. No more waiting to E3. We're gonna hear it right now. We got some great topics on here. And whoever wants to join into the Grindhouse is open. I should be in the lobby here. There we go. So now I'm in that lobby and you can see me. Yeah, my computer like all cracked out too. Well, you don't want to hear the bullshit. Let's go. So let's see if this works. This is my new one for the Grindsboard. Let me know if you like it. All right? Let me know if you like it. Let me see if I get this to work. I've been working on it over the weekend. The new Grindsboard intro. Let's see. This should be it. Did it work with sound? Let me see. Hold on. Oh, it didn't go with sound. All right, we're gonna one more time because I want it with the sound. Sorry, guys. Again, this is there's the visual. I muted it because I freaked out because I didn't want so many things. Here it is. I muted the wrong one. All right, one more time. I want you guys to don't worry. We got the music logical. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. We got it. Here we go. We're going now. Let's do this. That was hot take. Here we go. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the Grindsboard. All right, I think the sound played that time. Right here. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, I don't know. See if you like that. I can change it again, but yeah, that's like the building of the Grindsboard. That was kind of my inspiration for it. It's like somebody's like, like building up the Grindsboard to get it ready. Etched. Some intensity there. I don't know. We're working on it. I'm not... that's one hell of a board. That's right. That's one hell of a board. So here we go. The Grindsboard. There it is. Yo, the Grindsboard's covering up my chat. Hold on. I got to fix the grind. I got to make the Grindsboard a little smaller here. Grindsboard's wilding here. There you go. Yep. So there we go. Dramatic effect. That's right. Oh, no. Just wait. No, it can't be. That's one hell of a board. Just wait. So... first topic, actually, you know what? The Horizon impressions. Dude, just wait. So, yeah, and I had a little bit of a trolling on here, too, on the Grindsboard. So, yeah. So, anyway, back to what we're going to. So, the first topic, Horizon impressions. So, I basically get shit all over the place. Yeah, it is a rough show. Rough night, man. We came back from a holiday. It's rough times today. So, bear with me. But I want to thank everybody for the support and stuff. But I did a video on Thursday when Horizon came out, when they showed that deep dive into it, and I have to say, you got my impressions right there. It was awesome. Like, it looked great. I'm really not going to get into all the crap that happened over the weekend when they're talking about Aloy's face and stuff. Dude. That they showed this face, the face that she gained weight with her cheeks. It's like, what the hell's going on? I didn't even want to talk about that stuff because I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? All I'm going to say here, and I think I said on somebody else's show, but I'm going to say right now, for the detail that was focused on post-traumatic Horizon basically shook the goddamn internet, okay? Because it looked absolutely incredible. Horizon looked absolutely incredible. And it shook the internet. Any fan, PC fans, Xbox fans, Nintendo fans don't give a shit because they're playing with Mario in the basement. But everybody was shook. But let me tell you something. The amount of detail and focus, her shoes, the sand, the this, the that. Get ready. And it's as you see, it's number 6. When Microsoft shows Halo, they better pull out a goddamn colonoscopy machine and shove it right up Craig's ass to get the details of every goddamn pixel. All right? We better be looking colonoscopy levels of details on Halo. Even Starfield. I want to see the breakdown. That's if they show gameplay. I'm sure they will. But I want to see the breakdown. Because you know what? For some reason, all I just remember is seeing is Craig's face. And everybody just left it there. But they made excuses. It's the lighting. It's the clouds. It's early development. It was a demo from 4 months ago. All I heard was excuses. When Horizon shows up, I hear, the sand particles are not flowing off of her toe. What? Oh, her face looks a little plump. Look at the hair follicles on her face, the little peach fuzz she has. Oh, that maybe that's bad. Zooming in a peach fuzz. I was asking for a goddamn beard and mustache on friggin' Craig. He don't even have a hair. He is smooth as a baby's bottom. He don't have a friggin' half follicle on his head. But they're looking at the peach fuzz, the level of detail that the Horizon got. I want to see the excuse. Oh, well, COVID, you know, the demo, the COVID. Oh, here's the COVID and the people working from home and didn't have enough hair to put on Craig. But with Horizon, the post-traumatic evidence of this, the people zooming in. Dude, I want facial pause. That's right. I want a goddamn camera to go right up Craig's goddamn nose, and I want to see the hair flowing out of his friggin' nostrils and his ears. That's what I want to see. I want to see that level of detail and finesse on some of these Microsoft first-party games. Because I don't understand. When we see it, we hear excuses as to why it looks like shit. But Sony, not affected by COVID, shows pure gameplay of Ratchet and Clank. Knocks it out of the park. Pure gameplay of Horizon Zero Dawn. A game that was announced not even a year ago. And we're looking at facial hair. We're looking at sand particles. We're looking at a little rough animation. Oh, then I don't know. Her animation's a little rough. A little rough. Did you see goddamn Halo last year? Rough. I don't know, you know, the way she picked up that gun in Horizon, I don't know. Did you see the way did you see the friggin' Master Chief had goddamn mountains showing up in the background? They just popped up. What's up, Immortal? How you doing? All right? So everybody chill out. Oh, but I can't wait. I can't wait for the analysis. I'm getting out telescopes, micro friggin' microfiche. I don't know what the hell I'm going to grab. But we better go to that level of detail because I want to see frame by frame of how some of these games that they're going to show at this showcase, that's if they show it, that'll be the topic. I can't wait. Goddamn Craig and Master Chief are getting goddamn colonoscopies and endoscopes for the amount of level of zoom and detail I can't wait to see. Be analyzed. Okay, I'm looking at you, Digital Foundry. Remember they served you breakfast last year when you're playing with magnets. So anyway, Horizon looked goddamn incredible. I think everybody's just nitpicking. You know what? Because if any competition had anything close to looking something like that, you would never hear the end of it. And the fact that this is just one right behind Ratchet and Clank, dude. Yeah, let's count the Halo puddles. That's right. Oh, we're going to talk about Halo. Oh, shit. That's why I could probably do this all by myself today. The next topic comes up is, it's just something I threw in here, and I thought Frog would be on here to talk about with the PlayStation tournaments. So, they're now with the fighting on some EVO tournaments, they're having people register in there for PlayStation tournaments. And here you go. They already had that partnership thing with EVO. They bought EVO, basically. And now, you know, they just did Virtua Fighter 5, got put in PlayStation Plus and in PlayStation Now, which is the next topic. And the fact is that you could sign up for these tournaments. They're going to be doing these tournaments remotely. Like, you'd sign in and do this, and it's called the PlayStation Tournaments. And it's something that's really cool because they used to have, like, event schedules and stuff like that on the PlayStation 4. But now with the with this new tournament thing, let me see if I could grab a screen cap of it. See, again, today was kind of rough. Yeah, it was over at PlayStation tournaments. They had them for the where is it? Tournaments. But it's cool that, you know, and also, like, you're immediately, and this is the thing, like for me, it's like, okay, they're doing, here it is, yeah, hold on, I'm gonna do my display capture. Let's see, can you see this? Oh. Oh, here we go. I know the problem. There we go. So yeah, so these are the PlayStation 4, the Evo Community PlayStation 4 tournaments, and they take on all challenges, open 3-0 format tournaments. But yeah, it's pretty damn cool. You know that everybody wants the All Stars. But yeah, so starts on June 26th, and you register now on the PS4. I think you can register on the PS5. I'm not sure, but But yeah, these are the games. Guilty Gear Strive, which I'm hyped for. That comes out next week. We're right the same day as Ratchet, Mortal Kombat 11, Street Fighter, and Tekken 7. So these are the warm-up rounds. I think you need to use the PS4 for it. I think that's what it is. But what's up, Alfonso? How you doing? But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like in these tournaments and having that Evo partnership, which they always had, but now kind of this thing right here because they know they bought Evo and now they're integrating it. And this is just kind of an example of how you already seeing the deals. Like you're already seeing some results of the things that you heard. And that's why I brought this up, because one of the things is like, they partnership with Evo, they bought Evo, and everybody's like, what are they going to do with Evo? What are they going to do with Evo? And then you look, it's like they're integrating PlayStation tournaments with it because now they own Evo. And you're seeing that partnership right now. Same thing. They bought this thing with Discord, and hey, early next year you're gonna see something with Discord. And that's where I guess my impatience comes in, because it's like more of you're seeing results. Like whatever you're imagining, like, hey, they do this, or they buy this, or they purchase Epic, or they're doing something like this. They're partnering with Epic. They're partnering with they bought Evo. You're seeing that integration quick. Not just people sitting around talking about it. We as gamers or end users are experiencing it. So this is something that I just thought, like, it's interesting. It's nice to see some of the things that we heard about, like people making fun of the whole PlayStation Evo thing, but it actually it's pretty cool. You need a PlayStation Plus membership, but I don't know how you're going to be a pro in Guilty Gear Strive when that comes out. But that demo and beta has been out there. I've been playing the hell out of that thing. And then also, they just got the other. It's the home for fighting games. That's all I'm saying. And but yeah, there's a little quick topic I just put in there, just to bring up. Like it's pretty cool if you're interested in it and competitive. I know Persona said he was gonna do it, and Jay Barry, those guys were gonna go crazy and jump into some of those tournament things that pre-qualifiers. I'm not no huge fighting like guru thing, but yeah, I like playing fighting games though. Yeah. Yeah, more Twisted says, hopefully we'll see more rollback netcode on fighting games this year. What's up, Alfonso? Carter, how you doing? Yeah, he's counting. Ghost New Orleans, yeah, baby. You count those puddles. Fat bitches pop in, load screens. Exactly, dude. It just got wild, man. I wasn't even going to talk that much about it, but it's just, all I'm saying is get ready, man. Get ready. So the next thing that I wanted to bring up is the next topic on the Grindsboard is basically, dude, this yet again. I have my topic here. I tell you, they did it again in PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus yet again. Like, here we go. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. But here, I'll pop up to this thing. So, and this is something I wanted to bring up too, because Matt Piscatello put this up. So you got your PlayStation Now, you got The Witcher Wild Hunt. I don't see an end date on the Witcher. This is September 6th. Okay, Virtual Fighter 5, which is also on PlayStation Plus, and Sonic Team Racing, and then they added a couple of other Sonic games in there, Sonic Mania and things like that. So about 4 or 5 games in PlayStation Now. Damn, good, right? And then PlayStation Plus, they have Virtual Fighter 5. They have this thing 2 to Tango, which is basically an online co-op espionage game where you kind of have to give the codes to somebody. Like, it's almost like that VR game where it says, "Don't talk to me so that I don't explode," or something like that, where somebody's giving you the codes and type it in, or you got to do things simultaneously, or one person gets the info and gives it to the other person, or you can see them on camera. So it's sort of like that It Takes Two type-esque game, but it looks cool. So maybe I'll stream it because I think it could be fun. It sounds pretty cool. 2 to Tango, that's a PlayStation 5 game, and that's also on PlayStation Plus. And then also they're going to give the the Squadrons, which is basically that I got through EA Access, EA Play, but that's the Rogue Squadron game that they have there. 3 pretty solid games. Like, we'll see what that other game is, but again, a PlayStation 5 game they put in there. And then you got The Witcher and in this on PlayStation Now. Now, PlayStation Games of Gold, we talked about that last week. That is just garbage. Like I said, we talked about that last week. But now they did their first week of Game Pass. And as you know, Game Pass May wasn't too hot. I think they had Mech Warrior in there. And that's about it. Like, there really wasn't any, like, what they had in April, which was a little disappointing, going like, well, I thought this was the new momentum. Like, hey, we got MLB, we got Outriders. So what's next month? What, you going to get Resident Evil? Nah. What, are you going to get Mass Effect? Nah. Are you going to get, are you going to get the, what was that game that came out that would have been perfect for it? Not Mass Effect, the other one that came out, Biomutant. I thought Biomutant was a given to go in there. New IP from THQ Nordic. I was like, oh, that would be perfect to put that in game. Nope. They didn't get any of those big releases in there to go day and date. So May was kind of a wash. And now they're starting June. Now I'm sure they're going to save some for their E3 announcement, but like, this is how they're starting June. You got For Honor in cloud and console. You got Darkest Dungeon in all 3 places, Wild at Heart in the cloud, and Backbone of PC. So that's for this next couple of weeks for this one. Well, this is the thing. None of this stuff is going to create waves. And also, too, the other thing that I don't like what they're doing is that now Game Pass, it's like now it looks like 4 games are coming to Game Pass, and it's like, yeah, but if you're Game Pass on the console, it really is these 2 games. So you see what I mean? Like, the way they're doing this now, when you look, it's like, well, we got 4 games in there. Now, this game might have came in there. But again, this announcement is like, look, 4 games are coming to Game Pass. And that's how they'll speak about it as. But when you look at it, it's like, oh, well, if you just have PC, these 2 games matter to you. That's what's coming to Game Pass this week. And hey, if you just play on your phone, these 3. So it depends on the device that you game on, will depend on what's coming to your quote-unquote Game Pass. And, it's kind of fluffing. It's fluffing the piper, They're kind of fluffing it. Oh, 4 games are coming. Well, not real. Well, redefine print here. Oh, well, okay. Well, I just Game Pass on PC. So these 2 games. Okay. Now, again, they may have come out at other times, but it's a loaded announcement. You know what I mean? You look at here, it's like, yeah, these games come on a PlayStation. You got a PlayStation, you play it. But the main reason why I wanted to talk about this, because, again, it's just another month, right? Is this. So this is where the stuff comes up, right? So Matt Patel does MPDs, does all this stuff, right? And he says here, the 2 services are so similar, it's striking that they aren't directly compared more often. Day 1 games coming to Game Pass is a massive plus, obviously. But outside of that, it's really a difference in marketing and messaging emphasis. Far more similar than different, really. Makes sense, right? The Day 1 games is really what's different for Game Pass. Now, I would say the Day 1 Microsoft games are the big deal, because not every game that goes into Game Pass is a Day 1 game. They were fortunate with Outriders and fortunate with MLB. But not everything's a Day 1 game. The real pull here is Microsoft first-party games going to Game Pass. That's the whole reason why Game Pass gets this stuff. And this is, watch what happens here. Matt Patel just making a statement like this gets attacked by these die-hard, I don't know who they are, Phil Spencer lemmings, or just Game Pass cappers. I don't know what to call them. I'm running out of phrases. We call them bitches. But they have to take it to the next level. This is where a lot of us, why you talk about Game Pass, it's because of fools like we're going to see. that just think that Game Pass was handed down by goddamn Moses himself. He came down with the 10 Commandments and Game Pass. It's not that great, people. The potential is there. But calm the fuck down. All right? It was the 10 Commandments. He didn't bring down Game Pass. So this guy goes, strongly disagree. Day one games coming to Game Pass is a massive differentiator. It's what makes Game Pass so appealing, and PS Now largely irrelevant to most gamers. And Matt Piscatella goes, I said it was a massive plus in my tweet. Also, I'm not sure how PS Now is irrelevant. You could trigger anybody if you just tweet out, PlayStation Now is awesome. PlayStation Now is better than Game Pass. You could entertain yourself for the entire day if you want to tweet that out. So there's a tip, grinders. Shout out to the 70 grinders watching. Hit that like button, share it out. I'm going to give you a daily tip. If you want to have entertainment, you're bored, there's nothing on TV, there's nothing to do, shitty day out, whether you want to sit on Twitter, just tweet out, PlayStation Now is better than Game Pass. You'll have to mute the conversation. You'll have so much entertainment that it won't stop. Like, you'll just be like, yo, this is like a party that's out of control. And the cops are not coming until you hit the block button. Because that party will continue going. Because two people, Game Pass has to exist solely by itself. Similarly, how xCloud. Remember when Stadia came out? It was like, oh, Stadia sucks. Well, Stadia does suck. But that doesn't mean xCloud is the one-all and be-all. It still has to prove it. Just because Microsoft made it, just because Phil Spencer graced his sloppy hands on it, doesn't mean that it's gold. It still needs to prove its value. You guys automatically assume it has value because in your fucking little Xbox head, it's the only thing that exists. You can't have a comparing service. A comparing service. Oh, what? Game Pass is the best. That's the only thing. But that's not the truth. So that's why when people come criticism on Game Pass, these people come out of the woodwork. My thing is, if you're talking about PlayStation Now, yeah, that is a differentiator. Day one games coming to Game Pass. Well, let's talk about the day one games. Xbox day one game, right? When was the last one? Game Pass is such a differentiator. Where was the last Xbox day one game? Oh, Game Pass stands or Phil Zealots. They've been, thank you, Brian. Thank you, what they are. But what do you, like, the thing is that when's the last time they had a day one Microsoft game? Because that's when Game Pass got its clout. When Microsoft said all of our first party games are coming to Game Pass. So when was the last one? If you're paying $15 a month, when was the last one? Was it Minecraft Dungeons? Gears Tactics came on PC, so that technically wasn't day one. If you want to look at it per platform, it could have been considered day one. But if you want to consider it, if Xbox platform is, as they show, cloud, console, and PC, then technically Gears Tactics is not a day one Game Pass game because that was in Game Pass in April. When was the last one that you had that was in Game Pass? It was Minecraft Dungeons? Is that what we're paying for? Gears 5 was the only significant one, I would say. Was it Flight Simulator? Was that the last Microsoft game that was in there day one? Flight Simulator last summer? A day and date game the first time it was available? Right? And then if you want to talk third party, I guess the Medium, Outriders, and MLB. 3 games. Oh, and Celeste. Not Celeste. What the hell's that other game? The Octopath Traveler. Guys, you could count them on your finger for the day one games. You could count them on your finger. 2 hands, maybe. You're talking, this year we had what? Medium, Octopath Traveler, Outriders, and MLB The Show. 4 games. We're in June. Right? 4 games were in June. I'm just trying to say, like, this day one Game Pass thing that people say this is the primary reason that it's better. I could understand if you're getting like 2 a month. If you got 2 a month, we would be in June, what, say, you would have 12. I counted 4. Like I'm saying, if you turned over a new leaf, you would be getting Mass Effect this month, Biomutant, that's 2 for this month, we're good. Mass Effect and Biomutant, we're good. They're in bed with EA. Why didn't they get Mass Effect in Game Pass? Because EA probably knew that shit was going to sell. That's why. And again, now, but games sell better in Game Pass. There's no evidence. Before I move on to more of these comments, this is the thing. I don't think Game Pass has enough people in it to really hurt people who want to buy their game. So, like, I think the 25 million, I don't think that's enough to disrupt a million people wanting to buy a game. I mean, like, a few million, like, already pre-ordering and all that other stuff. Like, I don't think it's going to flip that over. So that's why I think I think the potential is there to make people not want to buy the game just by logistics alone. Just by logistics alone. If I could get a game for a service the same quality of $60 that I was going to pay, and the game's the same quality, I'm going to go the low route, right? So eventually, if the quality gets up there where that's what we're waiting for, people will stop buying the game. But Microsoft had a great month in April, but May fell flat on their face, and June starting with a shit show. So I don't even know what they're going to get, like, in June. But here we go. So just watch this extra effort, because you have to dismiss PlayStation Now in order for Game Pass to be successful. That's the apparently how it goes. So the difference is Microsoft goes in all on Game Pass. Here we go. Hard disagree. Game Pass offers 10% or more discount on DLC while on the service, and to buy the game too before it goes. Has perk awards for free-to-play games, EA Play included, all first-party titles guaranteed day one. Slap that on the back of a box and call you Susie. First off, this 10% discount thing, it exists. But it's only when Microsoft chooses to put it on. It's not a blanket market on everything that's 10% off. All right? And basically, the discounts that you're getting are basically deals with gold. But if the game is leaving, they give a percentage on it. But, if you look, MLB is not, if you go, MLB is still $60, $70, like, unless it's on sale. Like, there are perks. But again, this thing right here, again, like I was mentioning, all first-party games guaranteed day one. Here we go again. Day one for every first-party game and many, many third-party games, many. I listed 4 of them for the whole month this year. The 4. He said many. 4 games. What's up, Joker? It's a massive difference. Honestly, wild to see someone to understate that. And he says, Matt Pixel's like defending this stuff. He's like, this is a massive plus. I said it. Why are you people disagreeing with him? And this guy calls it out here. He goes, pump the brakes, Matt. You're about to step into an Xbox Hornet's nest. You have to say Game Pass is the one true king. Sorry to have compared it to PS Now, and also have to put AA batteries in your remote. The 2021 is the preferred way because of choices. And that's the gist of this whole thing, dude. That's what you say anything else, you acknowledge that there's another service. Hell, you want to talk about day and date. Operation Tango, I just mentioned it. That's PlayStation Plus is putting games day and date. Abe's Odyssey, brand new PS5 games going in there day and date. Virtua Fighter 5, that's a PS4 game that was exclusive, that only got remastered for the PlayStation 4. That's in PlayStation Plus. So PlayStation Plus is actually given day and date games. And combined, if you buy both of them together, they're less than Game Pass. At $180 a year, they are $120 when they're not on sale. Game Pass gives you those promotions, but Right now, you could get right now the Days of Play. You'll get PlayStation Plus for $44 for a year, and you get PlayStation Now for $44 for a year. $88 for all those games. How is that not? How is it not fair to compare that to Game Pass? That's my problem. How can you not? You talk about choices. How can you just dismiss those two services on PlayStation in lieu of first-party games are coming to Game Pass? That's the differentiator. And they still say it's streaming. That's why it sucks. Now, I say availability, that's something else. 41 countries for Game Pass, 18 countries for PS Now. That's a valid point. And look at this guy. The lack of PS5 games in PS Now is a big one for me. Dude, what? I just said, with PlayStation Plus, you're guaranteed getting a PlayStation 5 game. We had Wreckfest for a month before it released now. Wreckfest PS5 version. Abe's Odyssey was a PS5 game. Bugsnax had the PS5 version in it. Destruction All-Stars, adding bots. But hey, it's a PS5 game. They just gave away a bunch of games for, like, how do you not acknowledge this stuff and make these horrible statements? They're retarded. It's like, I don't understand it. Game Pass has both download and cloud support for original Xbox all the way. So you're upset for the lack of PS5 games on PlayStation Now, but you're hyping up Game Pass to play games that all go all the way back to the OG Xbox. Are you coming or are you going? Dude, like, are we coming or going here? You want to natively play games from the OG Xbox, but you're complaining that there's no PS5 games in PS Now. Okay. And they also gave you the PS5 version of Control in PlayStation Plus. But you got to look at both of them together. Like, this is where I don't understand where capping goes wrong. And this whole be-all and end-all of Game Pass. And then say it's the future of gaming and all this other shit. Cut it out. If you really want to compare the value, like the guy said, with the country availability, some games like Outriders was a huge get. And MLB, that was a great get. Those are great gets. I thought we were going to see more of those kind of big gets. They stopped in May. Maybe they'll do it in June. But again, if you're trying to build up subscribers, you got to be consistent. You need to be hitting hard every month and get that growth. They didn't announce the growth in the last 3 months, January, February, March. They didn't announce it. We're still sitting with an official number of 18 million. Obviously, it's probably higher than that, but it's probably not at the rate that they find that is valuable to release it to show substantial growth. That's probably why they didn't mention it in March's earnings. Satya would say 18 million Game Pass subscribers. He said it in December. He didn't say anything. So, hey, man. Hit that like button, everybody. Hit that like button. One-man show. The Grindhouse. He's Bachelor House. The Grindhouse is a Bachelor House tonight, baby. It's the Bachelor House. I know, buddy Cactus. Every dumb person has a phone. It's just I don't understand this. And they did the same thing with the xCloud. And I know logical nonsense, exactly. Game Pass is really only popular on Twitter. But the thing is like you can't just declare yourself the default champion because you're not acknowledging that competition exists. And that's why people get perturbed at me, because what I do is I always take these things and compare them between them because they're in competition with each other. So if Sony does something incredible, like show Horizon Forbidden West, I look and say, well, Microsoft, where's your best? Halo? What happened? But they're like, but it's a PlayStation game. Why you come? Because I'm looking at what Sony's best is producing, and then you got to look at what the other one's best is doing, you know? Because as a consumer, that's what you should be doing. As a consumer, you should be evaluating your options. When I sold cameras and TVs and things, I explained why something was better than the other to make the sale. I didn't say, Here is this Fuji S6 S602. That's what it was, the S602. That was my camera. I loved it. But I wouldn't be like, here's the camera that I like. Ignore all these other ones because this is the one that I think is the best because I'm ignoring any other options that you have. And so I'd be like, well, that camera's too large for me. Oh, no. This is a perfect size for you. I wouldn't be an effective salesperson if I didn't explore all the options with the customer and find out what they needed. Because guess what? I would sell them that camera because all you do is give them that one option. Some people will be just kind of buy it. And guess what? They'll return it. And then I'll lose the commission on it. You got to show the pluses and minuses to everything. You got to give, and that's as a consumer, you should be aware, PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus do exist. You can't just default Game Pass is the be-all and end-all because you like Xbox. You could hype it up. Let's hype it up right now. Let's hype it up. You want to hype up Game Pass? Let's go. Let's hype it up. Go ahead. You should be excited for this. Hype it up. Let's go. Woo! Woo! Here it is. The latest and greatest of Game Pass has to offer for the month of June. Let's go. Keeping it exciting, right? Instead of seeing those people whining and complaining about... First off, you're in a post showing these games are in Game Pass from Matt Piscatella. You're in this post and all the comments about day one Game Pass games from first party.
Put this thing away. This is not worth it.
He's showing, and he's not even trashing on this shit. He's basically just saying, hey, solid month, eh. But people are like, oh, Game Pass is the best because of first-party game. Do you see? Look at the comparison. Excuse me. This is a day one game right here. All right? Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, the remastered PlayStation 4 edition, was announced exclusive a week ago, only coming to PlayStation Remastered. The remastered date, it's $30, and it is here day one. Actually, this might be the first game in PlayStation Now that is day one with the release date. It released today, and it showed up today. Yes, it is a remake, it is a remaster of an old game, but it was built and released today as a remaster. It released today. You cannot buy Virtua Fighter 5 for the PlayStation 4 prior to today. So here it is, day and date? Like, here it is. But you continue to go down this guy's post, and this is what you got. And you continue to go down this guy's post saying the day one date games is the reason why Game Pass is better than PlayStation Now. Hello? That's what I mean. Like, the fuck, your head is so far up your ass. Instead, if Game Pass, and this is what I mean, if Game Pass was such a friggin' celebration, this would be spreading around. You would see this screenshot across the internet. People going, I can't wait to play these games. But they're not. Instead, they still cap for the service. Like I said, I should just hype up Redbox because of the capabilities of Redbox that I could rent. I could play any game that I want at a Redbox. Or I could rent anything I want at Gamefly. I'm not going to tell you what I'm playing in those services. I'm just going to hype up the fact that Gamefly exists. And Redbox exists. So I'm hyping up the service delivery mechanism. Why? Because the content that they just put out is not worth discussing. Darkest Dungeon? Let's go. Where's the hype, dude? If Game Pass is great, every one of these announcements for Game Pass should be a banger. This should be something that just blows up the internet. Has it? No. Last month, did it? No. If you're trying to grow a service, you got to be... If Game Pass is so great, then every one of these should be a banger thing. Especially since Microsoft's not releasing any first-party games anytime soon. These should be banger announcements. But actually, Sony has turned me into hyping up... I get all excited now with PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now announcements. I'm like, oh shit, whoa, what am I getting this month? Playing Sonic Racing. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Virtual Fighter 5? Oh wow, that sounds awesome. How much is it gonna be? Oh, you're getting it. What? It was just announced. And a brand new IP or PS5 game. Like, how do you I just don't understand that. It grinds my gears about it. But just the amount of capping in these friggin' things. You know? Then they start going about the catalog and the downloadable games and stuff. Like, look at this. This guy, and I've done this so many times before, that when you compare the downloadable games, he says the PS Now, 418 downloadable games. That's 397 PS4, 21 PS2 games, and 438 streaming PS3 games. Even ignoring the stream only. This is what I've said all the time. Even ignoring the stream only game. I don't like this one. The current cost is $45 for the entire year and a better deal than $120 Game Pass. This is basically what I was saying. If you really want to consider options, just counting the downloadable games alone, there's about double the amount of downloadable games, if that's your argument, in PS Now versus Game Pass. Then you want to say, oh, guess what? And you could stream 438 games. Streaming sucks. Well, then don't hype up xCloud then. Because here, at least streaming, I'm streaming on a console where this thing was meant to be played. You're talking about streaming to a 5-inch phone with a strap on and a goddamn controller, $60, $70, sitting at McDonald's trying to get a 5G connection on the goddamn fucking roof. That's your version of streaming that's supposed to be the future. And I'm telling you, I just want to play my games plugged into my fucking router streaming. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Streaming to my console where the game was meant to be played because I don't have the PS3 here, that sucks. But playing with a 5-inch phone and some friggin' Nico goddamn strap-on thing that sticks to my phone's ass, plugged into a USB-C because the latency of Bluetooth is rough, and then making sure I have a stable enough 5G connection, or if I could tap Ronald McDonald on his fucking dumb ass and ask him if I could plug a router plug in his asshole to borrow his Wi-Fi so I could play Destiny and watch the loading screens go on. That's the future, and that's the hype of xCloud. But streaming to my console next to, like, right here, that sucks. Okay, I got you. Fucking clowns. You all should be fucking Ronald McDonald. Actually, you maybe belong in old fucking McDonald and be a goddamn clown over there because Game Pass, it is what it is. You guys are blowing it up to be the next best thing, and it's not. It still needs proving. And look at this. One thing I wanted to show here. This PlayStation Now shit. Look. Look at this. 1.8 million. That's when they start putting new content. And they start putting bigger games in there. And they were in there for 4 months, 5 months. Days Gone, Spider-Man. Look what happened when you put the content in. Look what happens when you put content that people want to play in it. Look at this growth. In 1 year, look at this growth. Yes, it's not 3 million a year, but you got to remember, this service has been around since 2015. And they're pivoting, they're changing it. But again, this is not PlayStation's future. This is a octopus arm of their future. This is not their future. This is another option. And this does not affect the quality of their first-party games because they're not compromising them to fit into this model. So when you don't see this massive growth, well, it's because Sony is not in bed with this service. Sony has this service as a backbone and might make it stronger to compete with Game Pass, but they're still not going to compromise what they're doing. Microsoft compromised everything for Game Pass. That's my problem with it. They sold the kitchen sink and their soul to the devil to satisfy a subscription a subscription model that we don't even know it's going to be successful. And they destroyed a lot of their reputation that they built to shove shit into Game Pass. They broke up Halo. We'll talk about it. They put games in there that are half-baked. They put in games there with tons of microtransactions because you're getting it for free. Or included with your subscription. They've done this stuff. And I don't know what their future of games are going to be like in this model. Are they going to put a 2 hour, a friggin' 20 hour, 30 hour campaign, amazing game day one in Game Pass? That's not compromised, but microtransactions and or episodic content, we don't know. But Microsoft has posed this question because of their commitment to Game Pass. Now, I admit it's a great commitment that they're doing that, and whatever that made them buy and invest more in studios and content. But we have yet to see what this content is going to be. You know, they come out and Avowed's episodic, Fable's episodic. I don't know. We don't know. But these are the questions you got to ask, knowing that it's all going to service. Sony's still trying to sell a $70 product in a game. That's why you're getting this like deep dives in Ratchet, a big showing into Horizon and stuff like that, because Sony's still trying to sell a product. Microsoft is trying to sell a service. The quantity of the product is what they're trying to allure you to. Hence, this whole thing where 4 games are coming to Game Pass. Well, look at the fine print. Yeah, it is coming to Game Pass, but if I play on console, this announcement, these 2 games apply to me. But if you're looking at for quantity, big, oh, look, 4 games coming to Game Pass, quantity, I'll stay subscribed. And that's what they're doing. They're manipulating you to think that all these games are coming to Game Pass, but if you look at the fine print, yeah, but you got to be playing on all 3 of these platforms in order to experience all of them. Ha. See? So, anyway, that's enough of that talk. I don't know why I spoke so long on that thing, but it was something that I saw this tweet, and he was just positive about it, but people just, this ungodly thing of Game Pass, it's like, chill the fuck out, man. Like I said, if what the hell happened? Oh, did something just pop up? Shit. Like, if it's that great, it will speak for itself. All right? It will speak for itself, man. Let's read some of these chats here. Hit that like button, guys. We're at 45 likes. 80 watch. Holy crap. Grinders. What's up? I know I'm on a Tuesday night. This is not my Tuesday night. But thank you again for coming through, because we can get into the good stuff. You thought this was the good stuff. Oh, man. We got the good stuff coming. Yeah, exactly, Buck Rod. How many people play those games? And Uma, I agree. That's the thing. I prefer the traditional model. I don't think Game Pass should not exist. Game Pass should exist. PlayStation Now should exist. But when you possibly sacrifice quality, you know, one other thing is funny. My next topic, that's a joke, but another thing that I'm gonna notice here. I don't know how many are wrestling fans. I know, Zook. Hit that like button. Let's get these likes up, guys. We have over 8 people watching it. Grinders. Hear this. Ready? Maybe you'll like it now. If I'm going to talk about a wrestling analogy. Here we go. Ready? If you follow wrestling, if you don't, you could skip this part when you watch it on the replay, but live, you're going to hear this analogy. Because I was thinking about this, right? AEW came in, right? I don't know how many people watched the All or Nothing pay-per-view. Unfortunately, I watched a lot of the clips of it, and I watched the hype around it. It was just more of the hype scene. That was the best pay-per-view ever, and I watched some of the stuff about it. I was like, oh, damn. Shut down. Yeah, I'm going to shut down RDX. Next topic actually is an RDX one. But we're going to go to Game Pass, the June announcements. But wait, let's see this analogy. So think about just pay-per-views, right? Pay-per-views. Now, I got to talk wrestling because wrestling is it's a entertainment. So you can't say like UFC. I'm not talking about UFC. I'm talking about pay-per-views. When WWE used to do pay-per-views, like they were events. They were big deals. They had to sell a $50, $60 pay-per-view. Then they went to the WWE network, where you paid $10 a month and you got all the pay-per-views and you got all the content from WWE. Now, you didn't get Raw and SmackDown on day one. Those were on still on network television. But you got the pay-per-views. That was one of the big reasons why I subscribed to WWE Network, is to get the pay-per-views. Day one, not paying. Oh, wow, I don't have to pay $60 a month, $60 a pay-per-view to watch, No Mercy or watch Hell in the Cell. I don't have to do this stuff, right? Well, then they went to the subscription. And what happened? Whoever watches wrestling, what happened to these pay-per-views? What happened? Besides your big ones, your big games, right? Aside from the big ones like WrestleMania and SummerSlam and maybe even Survivor Series, but SummerSlam and WrestleMania, besides your big pay-per-views, everything else in between has not really been like they've been kind of like enhanced Raws, and like you're kind of just like another show, not the pay-per-view that it used to be. Quality in the tank. You know, like the pay-per-views used to be like, yeah, you had your big ones, but like all your monthly pay-per-views, or they didn't have them as frequently. They'll have them every other month or something like that. Then they started making monthly ones. And yeah, the quality was starting to go down the hill, but they phoned them in, right? I'm not saying the wrestlers did, but I'm saying that the storylines and things like that, like they really just kind of put people together. They couldn't develop these storylines because now they had to put a pay-per-view once per month. They used to not do pay-per-views once per month. They would try to spread them out a little bit. And then then since they did the pass, the WWE network, they had to have a pay-per-view. Why? To keep you subscribed each month. Pay for that new pay-per-view. Now, AEW comes in here. They don't have an AEW pass. They are trying to sell you a $60, $70 pay-per-view. Well, when you got to do that, you got goddamn Chris Jericho coming down on a friggin' from the scoreboards. Coming in, the inner circle coming down. You got an incredible show. You got people giving it, like, going crazy. Because they are trying to sell an individual product. Where WWE is going through its Gamepass. Well, we might have our Halo WrestleMania and our Gears SummerSlam. And we'll give you pay-per-views per month. But when you're watching them, you're like, oh, well, it's like, I enjoy watching them, but I'm just watching them. I'm like, this does not be a pay-per-view. This could be like a Monday night match. Why is this a pay-per-view? Because they're fighting on a Sunday? What is the purpose of this? The only ones are the gimmick ones, like the Hell in a Cell or the Tables, Ladders, Chairs. And even those just have like maybe 1 or 2 matches that'll do it. But the difference is not that the fact that the subscription exists. It's the fact that look what happened to the quality of the pay-per-view when pay-per-views for WWE were put into the network. Versus how AEW, now that we have competition, look how their pay-per-view was. It was a goddamn show. You're sitting there going, $60? Damn, that was incredible. So akin that to Sony showing you Ratchet & Clank on Horizon, that they're selling you the product, where WWE is selling you stuff. And know what else is funny too? If you really want to go further with this analogy, WWE Network is really reliant on the Attitude Era. The Ruthless Aggression Era. The old dudes, when wrestling was awesome, like everybody in the chat said, before 2000 and stuff. All that old content where you bring back memories, the old stuff, the good times of wrestling. Remember when Stone Cold did this? Remember when The Rock did this? Remember when Gangrel came down with his blood? And the Brood was there. Remember The Godfather. Get on the Ho train. Remember Stacy Kleber. Remember mud matches. Yo, let's watch those again. Let's watch that pay-per-view from the Attitude Era. DX. Suck it. The WWE Network's value is based off of the old content. Because the new stuff that they're bringing is not really hitting. So if you want to take that analogy further, just look. Xbox Game Pass is relying on the good old times. You remember Gears 3 when you had it with your friends? I see people hyping up. Shout out to friggin' Porter Rock's little brother. He's hyping up. He played Halo 3. Puppies, that's right. And WOs. The Iron Sheik. But he's playing Halo 3 and loves it. Yeah, man. Those were the good old times in Game Pass. Now, I lived through those good old times. I lived through the Attitude Era. I looked at the Ruthless Aggression. Like, I watched these. Where's the new stuff? And that's where we are with Xbox. But this is the thing. Like, it's so interesting if you compare them to. Wolfpack. Woo! I know, man. But it's just interesting, like, what happened to the value of the pay-per-view for WWE versus now when you're seeing AEW now a competitor, because we had nothing to compare it to. What AEW is doing with it. And there's my wrestling talk. So you could come back now, Grinders. Hit that like button. You could come back now. We're done with the wrestling analogy. But I thought it was very interesting because it's pretty much mirrored it. And the hope and potential of, like, maybe WWE will have a great storyline. Maybe it'll bring back that era. They have yet to do it. Xbox is like, well, wait for those games. Exactly, Buck. It's like Doc says to them. That's like me going back and watching, yo, who's this Rock guy? Holy crap. And I'm going running around going like, if you smile. People like, how old are you, dude? That was the Rock. Like, yo, you check out this Rock? He's new to me, man. Dude, he comes out there. He lay at the SmackDown. Do you imagine somebody coming out going, it's new to me? And watching old wrestling stuff going like, yo, you ever heard this guy, The Rock? Dude. I'm hyped, man. That WWE Network is great. I got to watch The Rock. I'm hyped up now, man. It's new to me. If you smell... I'm like, dude, yeah, now calm down, man. Yo, who's that guy that drinks all these beers, man? Stone Cold? Yo, he's new to me. Where can I buy his merch? Like, you know, like, I understand if it's new to you. Y2J, oh man, Chris Jericho. Wait, there we go. We'll do something for the grinders here.
You just made the list.
There we go. Candy ass.
You just made the list.
There we go. We got the siren. So, to jump to the next topic, so upcoming game releases. This is another thing that I wanted to touch upon here with the game releases here. So we're talking about new games, right? Talking about games coming out. Look at this, and tell me what's missing. If you could tell me what's missing on this chart. These are facts, guys. This is what it is. Look, here we go. Shout out Benji Sales. Chivalry 2. It's currently in beta right now. The 8th. Phantasy Star Online 2. 9th, I guess. Here we go. Final Fantasy 2 Remake Integrate on the 10th. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection on the 10th. Exclusive Guilty Gear Strive on the 11th. Ratchet & Clank on the 11th. Legend of Mana on the 24th. Mario Golf Super Rush on the 25th. And Scarlet Nexus on the 25th. Dude, June looks crazy. But look at what we got here. Is Legend of Mana exclusive on PlayStation? I don't know if this... I think this might be. Big Papa Pump, that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong with that one, but we got here, right? I think Phantasy Star is exclusive on Xbox, I guess. That's the official date that comes out. But so I guess this is Xbox's exclusive for the month. But here you go. PS exclusive. PS exclusive. PlayStation exclusive. And I think this is too. Oh, it's not? Okay. Legend of Mana is coming out everywhere? Okay. And then this is Nintendo exclusive. But Game Pass, though. But Game Pass, though, right? I guess this is not in Game Pass. Final Fantasy Star 2. Legend of Mana's on Xbox, right? I think it's on the Switch. Another game. Yeah, because all the Mana series, I don't think, has been on the Xbox. Like, they had the Secret of Mana remake. Play that. That went even online, too. And then the Legend of Mana. And then they had also the other one. The other Mana one. But what's missing? Where's your Xbox Day 1 games on Game Pass stuff? I don't know. But and then this is what I mean. Like, June. Oh, Fancy Star's on the. This is in Japan. It's on the. So okay, yeah, it's not coming to U.S. Like because it is on everything, but it's not. The U.S. and Microsoft got it. So there you go. But Game Pass, right? Like that's the thing. Like that's what I mean. Like Game Pass is an afterthought. Like you look at what they showed for Game Pass, and it's like, yeah, all these games coming out in June, and look what they started showing for Game Pass. Maybe they get Chivalry 2 in Game Pass. I don't know. Not Xbox, yeah. Yeah, I know. Legend of Mana. So that's a. So I would say that's another head. Like look at this. Ninja Gaiden's coming. Now this would have been a good game for Game Pass. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, right? But there's no announcement for that in Game Pass. But that would be pretty good if they could try to get that. But they have all the but they already have all the old Ninja Gaiden games in Xbox through backwards compatibility, and that's where sometimes the backwards compatibility kind of hurts them. Like same thing with Virtua Fighter. They got it, but they're not getting the remake from the developer. They're getting just kind of the booster mode from Xbox. They're just getting a booster mode, but the dev is actually doing stuff. But look, like, come on, dude. Like, look at this. Look who's making waves. And guess what? June is E3 month. June is video game month. All eyes are on the gaming industry in June, right? And look who's releasing the most stuff going on there. This is going to take the world by storm, just Ratchet and Clank by itself. All right? This will take the world by storm part 2. Okay? Like... And then this will take the world by storm in the end of the month. So where's Xbox fit their grubby... Where's Xbox fit into this? But Game Pass, though. I don't know. Where's Xbox fit in? Nintendo's dropping a Mario Golf. And Sony's dropping all these other games. Exactly. Chivalry 2 will be perfect for Game Pass. This should have been announced already. That's what I mean. If Game Pass is what people say it is, these should be... Chivalry 2 should be... Yep, that's in Game Pass. And until we get there, Game Pass is not the shit. That's all I'm saying. So all that extra capping that we went over, that's all fake bullshit. I don't even know those people even use it. Because if I was a Game Pass subscriber and I saw this shit, I'll be like, Game Pass? Game Pass? Like, yeah? Hello? You're showing me, you're showing me, you're showing me this. Wait. This is so far in June for Game Pass. You're showing me this. And I'm seeing this. Game Pass who? That's why it doesn't deserve the cap that it gets. It makes no sense. And this is the thing that's driving gamers and consumers. That's why the sales blow up for this stuff. But you look at who? Who? For Honor? Who's supposed to get excited? For Honor's in cloud on the console. For Honor. Game's been like $2. I know it's only the first month, but the first week, but still, dude, Chivalry 2, get in there. Come on, no brainer. Final Fantasy Star, these two should be Game Pass Go. We should know these already. We don't. But anyway, June looks crazy. And I'm buying these, maybe Legend of Mana, maybe Mario Golf. I love myself some Mario Golf, dude. You're definitely getting this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5. Scarlet Next, I gotta try to demo. I heard it's pretty damn good. But yeah. Hey man, that's a gamer. That's why I gotta buy them. I'll trade in some of my. I trade in FIFA. I almost finished a little Sackboy's Adventure. I go trade it in. I got some GameStop credits in here. Hey, I manage it. I trade in my shit. So, the last topic that I have before we get to the thing here is this topic, and this is a very important topic right here. This is a very, very important topic. I can play Backbone on my PC. Dude. Yeah, I love Mario Golf. Mario Golf's shit, man. I like Mario Golf better than Mario Tennis. Even though I love Mario Tennis too. Mario Golf, man. Oh, we played that in college. It was crazy. To unlock those sons of bitches, I would do those one-on-one, man. Those friggin' one-on-one things to unlock those other guys. Oh, man. All day. Unlock everybody. So, as you can see, if you could try to squint, grinders, hit that like button, guys. RDNA 2 and what? And who cares? How did this topic get on here? Oh, shit. If you remember my infamous presentation where I went through hours upon hours of diagrams and discussion on RDNA 2 and the breakdown, I would say it was even RDX-esque insight. I really broke it down, and I had some slides and a lot of demonstrations about like RDNA 2 and how the PlayStation is struggling, and all that stuff. And if you recall my video, I don't know if I have it here. Let me see where I had about the RDNA, my detailed presentation here. Let me think. I think I had it right about, when did I do it? It was a extensive research that I did. Yeah, I don't even know. It was somewhere. It had to be. It was one of these grinds I get. Man, I did some. Oh yeah, it was on. It was one of the gaming grindhouses. Here it is. I think it might have been this one. Let me see. Is this one where I did the RDNA? No, not that Grindsboard. There was one where I did the RDNA deep dive. I don't know if you guys remember that one. It really was an intense research. I grabbed. Oh, here is this it? Here it is. Is this it? Let me see. I think this was it, because it came out right when. Let me see. Came out right when the thing is, but basically what I did was. You know what? I can't find it. You know what? God damn it. Guys, I'm sorry. We're going to have to derail the show again. I don't know how this topic got on the Grindsboard. I don't know if I put it on here. I took a... so there's been... As you know, there's been a lot of speculation still. And I think currently right on the show right now, they're talking about it. About the RDNA 2 and that the PlayStation doesn't have it. And that it's like RDNA 1.5 and so I've been really like intrigued by this, and I just kept like I can't find my presentation because I did it. It was on my channel. It's one of my gaming grindhouses. I did this presentation on here because everybody was so distraught because they're like, the PlayStation 5 doesn't have RDNA 2. What are we gonna do? The Xbox has it. It is the most powerful machine. RDNA 2, and it came back again today. And I was like, I gotta find my presentation because people did not learn what I showed them, the breakdown of the imaging I had of the chip and everything. I broke this shit down. Really did. So I'm gonna have to do this again. God, it came back again. I swear to God. Well, here we go. If you want to hit the dislike button, hit the dislike button. I got to explain this again because people don't get it. They're still saying that the PlayStation doesn't have RDNA 2 in it. And they're saying, their sources in there, the guy with the beard and all those guys, but I have to show it. So here we go, right? Okay, we're going to start right now. I'm going to timestamp this right now. What time is this? I'm going to timestamp it. I'm sorry. The people don't learn. They don't learn. So I got to educate. Now here's my disposition on RDNA 2 on the Xbox and the PlayStation 5. So it's going to be about a half hour. So here we go. Get the fuck out of here! It says RDNA 2, PS5, RDNA 2, Xbox. I'm fucking done. Next topic. God damn it. All right. Halo news.
Relax. You've been erased. I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
Anybody got questions?
I want to have them answered immediately.
It even slipped in my research. All right, extensive research that was. I couldn't find the actual clip, so I had to reenact it and provide it to the new grinders here on the channel. Hit that like button, new subscribers, new grinders. Might did a few months ago, but there it is again. My extensive research.
Whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise.
So now we're going to go to the Grindsboard. We got some talking to do because there is some E3 predictions and PS events. So, yes, we're going to go to topic 6. And guys, we are going to the goddamn Grindsboard. We're bringing this shit home. Right? Grindsboard, you've been good. We're taking this to the table, baby. Let's go. Sirens, please. Hit me with the horns, 20. All right. We are here on the other side. All right. So, we're in E3 month, everybody. This is the time. This is the time to remember, 'cause it will not last forever. These are the days to hold on to. Yes. This is the day. This is the time. E3 time. Okay? It's make or break. Bullshit. I'm not talking about this make or break shit anymore. They already broke and broke 3 ways from Sunday. So it is restructuring time, basically. So we know what we're getting here. So we got June's show for Xbox. It's here. Where the fuck is my thing? There it is. Grind's table. It's a one-person table. Tony Soprano's here. So, we got E3 coming up. I've talked about some of my prediction things. This is what I'm going to say right now. All right? Here we go. Microsoft E3. First, you know what? First, let's get into the... we'll go into the rumors after this. This is my prediction so far. So, basically, with the image that they've shown, I think they're going to show Halo. They're going to show Starfield. Maybe they show some other Bethesda games, like a Wolfenstein or that other game, that vampire game that they might show. A gameplay, I don't know. And then, Game Pass stuff. And stuff that they already announced. Like, I really think, and that's where it drops. Because this is E3, right? This is E3, and Microsoft does the infamous line that everybody in the Grinded Nation is talking about. Hold on, let me tweet this thing out. I want the grinders to hear this. We're at the Grinds table, so I'm just gonna tweet this out here. Just let them know that Grinds table is live. We'll put that temperature check out there. Grinds table is live. Table is live, bitches. A new night. Just this week. Just this week. So, and just one other thing in my extensive research. The reason why it came up is because Lisa Su, the fucking head of AMD, said that RDNA 2 is in the PlayStation 5 and in the Xbox. That's why it was on the Grindsboard. It got on there for some reason. So the actual head of AMD said this, but still, people will still carry on and be like, it's not. And she was attacked, apparently, by Xbox fans saying that it's not true. I don't know what it matters. You know, I don't know why people give a shit. Like, okay, fine. Xbox is the most powerful machine. Good. Now what are you playing? Oh, Game Pass. What are you playing Game Pass? Halo 3, new to me. Who the fuck? Who? RDNA 2? Who? Get some goddamn games. All right? Have some games that have wow factor. Do what Horizon did. Do what Ratchet did. Then start talking. You can't talk tech without the software. Speaking of software, Microsoft's E3 should be a showcase. But because Microsoft does not do monthly, they've tried to, and that fell flat on its face. Remember the Xbox 2020? Yeah, it was Xbox Zero, if you know what that means. It was Xbox 2020. It was supposed to be a monthly show leading up to the release of the new console. But after a couple of shows and Major Nelson ran out of flower shirts, they stopped doing them. And I called Xbox O because basically it was basically Xbox and the asshole. Because that's what it was. It was a fucking asshole. It stunk like an asshole. Trash. It was talking heads not even showing games. And they killed it. Xbox 2020 became Xbox trash. They stopped the show. Wait till E3. So because Xbox chooses not to have state of plays that show significant gameplay about the games that they're making, they're 23 studios with 0 games to show. Hint, hint. Because they're so far off. Because Microsoft started from scratch. It's like Jay Allen came back from the grave and was like, Lord, will we be gilding Xbox from the ground up once again in 2017? Xbox was celebrating Xbox 20. They're making us celebrate Xbox 20 by reliving the OG Xbox experience. They're rebuilding. We have 20 years of Xbox, but they don't have games to show right now. They're rebuilding. 5 to 6 years, everybody. 5 to 6. Excuse me. How are we celebrating 20 years of Xbox and they're acting like they just started up last week? They're like, you know what, we're new to the video games. We're going to buy up Bethesda, buy a bunch of studios, make some shit for us. We're new in town, guys. We're Xbox. We're new. New in town. You've been around for 20 years. 3 generations of consoles, 20 or so versions of consoles. What's up, Jemiah? How you doing? Like, they're acting like it's their first go-around. Oh, it's 5 years, 4 years making games. What the fuck? What? You really had no vision and foresight? You really stopped? Okay. Well, it comes back to haunt them yet again. Because now, this E3, Halo is the thing people are talking about. We were supposed to play it in November. So I'm glad Halo was delayed because Microsoft got content for E3. Otherwise, I think it would have been the Bethesda showcase. The Bethesda's going to show Starfield. And those are the 2 big games that need to show great in order for them to have a decent show. But beyond that, whatever new announcements, I don't know. Like Sony stacked the deck. They got Final Fantasy 16 exclusive, Final Fantasy Renegade, whatever, Intergrade in there. They got Forspoken. They got Deathloop. The Ghostwire Tokyo. Kenna. Ratchet. That's their second party shit. Then they got Ratchet. They got Horizon. They just dropped Returnal. And that's after their lineup of Miles Morales, which outsold everything again in the UK because stock of the PS5 increased. Miles Morales sales increased again. It's tying with the PlayStation 5. When there's PlayStation 5's Miles Morales sells. Demon Souls. Sackboys. All first-party exclusive games. All exclusive games for the PS5. But Microsoft is there going, well, our first game studio here. Hellblade 2, there we go. Twisted Sing. 2019 it was shown. And wasn't even gameplay. Where's that game? Last year we saw the guy's vacation photos. Where is the game? Concept arts. They're showing concept arts of Halo. Halo was supposed to be out in November. The fuck you showing me concept art of? Show me the game. And because Microsoft chooses not to show stuff on a cadence, they build this anticipation for E3. And people look. And people look to E3 to deliver the news. That's why people keep their expectations in check and do this kind of stuff. It's because their anticipation is built up. Because Microsoft chooses not to share on a cadence and give people insight and build up. Like, you show a trailer, you show a CGI trailer, you show an announcement. Then you show gameplay. Then you build upon that gameplay and you get people hyped. You tell little stories, little dev diaries, more gameplay reveals, more capabilities, more features, more things until the game releases. Instead, they show a clip, they show a cutscene or in-engine on PC, and on top of it, everything that they showed has yet to be running on an Xbox. Even last year's show, whatever gameplay they showed was running on a PC to spec. Everything you see on a PlayStation show is captured on a PlayStation. That's significant. And I've shown you, we've done the thing where Phil's like, I got games to show, and that was in 2018. 2017. Oh, we signed some exclusives. What are you talking about? The Medium? Is that what you were referring to 3 years ago? 4 years ago? So, I think they're going to show Halo and Starfield. Those are the significant things. Beyond that, maybe they surprise people with a Wolfenstein. Maybe that shakes is a ground shaker. I don't know. And then the rest of it, I think, is going to be just Game Pass deals. But I hear, when I see some people talking, they're like, oh, they're going to show Flight Simulator, and then they might show some gameplay to Psychonauts 2, and then also, oh, they got to show some stuff on Scorn, and then, you know, maybe Scorn will be there. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Like, we're talking about gameplay for, like, indie games. But the power of Game Pass, the power of Xbox, is their first-party content. That is, again, going to be put on the back burner. Like, they're going to show us. What's up to Floyd? That's right, Umar. Phil Ness. And Phil Ness said Dragon Quest. What's up? He must be hyped. Dragon Quest 12, baby. It says, Phil Ness, I don't have any games. I'm broken. See, man, like, the thing is, it's like, now when you don't show your big games, people hype up your 23 studios all the time. I just don't understand how you could accept. And I know it's out of our control, but how can you look with a straight face and smile, you know, and say, like, we're okay, it's fine, it's going to take time, and every E3 it's the same one. And actually what's crazy is that this E3, it's unique because there's not a lot of hype for it. Like, I've been seeing, like, a lot of these insiders, I don't know if this shit is true or not, but, like, everybody is just, like, I don't know if this is maybe a method to say, instead of hyping E3, maybe downplay E3, and then we'll be surprised. But if you really look at the inside and outs, like Jan Sargent puts a point here, like Everwild, if you look at the facts of what these games are, it makes sense why this E3 won't be that huge knockout of the park thing that everybody's looking for. He says, Everwild, devs don't know what the game is going to be. And they legit said that. State of K3 barely started full production. Fable barely on the work. Elder Scrolls 6 years away. They're not starting that. Project Mara, Hellblade. They're taking time. That's the thing going around. It's not one person spreading this rumor. It's a consensus that these games are not. They're just starting this shit. It's like my first game studio, dude. My first Xbox. That's what this is like. DeFloyd, yes, trying to get dinner, invite with Phil and thing, and that's. Dude. I wasn't gonna bring it up though, but might as well. Hey man, we're the Grindhouse. Hit that like button. We're gonna get into dude. Yeah. Listen. Now you derail this is the grinds table. So grinders, get ready. Hey. Nice people, I'm sure. Nice guys, everybody, awesome. Friends, maybe. But if I was a fly in this wall, if I sat at this table, hey, there's Paris. Everybody goes to Paris. There's Paris. Nice guy. Hey, man. Just get a job at Microsoft, dude. What the hell is this? Yo, you just see this thing going all over Twitter today, man? Having lunch, having dinner with friends. Yes, that is Paris. Here he is. I'm surprised he didn't have his cloud phone with him and stuff like that. But, like, out to dinner with friends. Hey, man. E3's in a week and a half. Why the hell not, right? Dear Lord. The only thing I... Where is it?
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our...
One of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here.
I lied.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
I'm trying to use the phone!
We got plenty of Turbo Man's Faithful Saber Tiger Booster.
Dude. Sus. Hey, man. All I'm going to say is that I don't know how you could have dinner between Phil and Aaron. I don't know who the girl is. But the amount of bullshit at that table had to stink up the goddamn place. I wouldn't be able to eat. Damn. Dude, they probably took him out to dinner. They sat Paris there. They told him to stay tuned. He must have been like, bullshit, pass the flan. Get the hell out of here. So, Phil, you got E3s in next week. What's going Paris, I'm telling you, I'm excited about what I'm not going to show next week. Pass the salt. The amount of bullshit at that table. Holy shit. That's why they probably ate outside. They go, yo, please, everybody, put that bullshit outside. Phil, Aaron, that bullshit goes on the patio. Get the fuck out. You're stinking up the restaurant. I took off my mask. God damn it. That Phil Ness must have been like, fucking, what the fuck? What's that smell? It's just my Phil Ness. It's his new cologne called the Phil Ness. He's going to spray it on him. It's a load of bullshit. Games. Not dinners. Not parties. Not shaking hands and kissing babies. Quality games. He should have said, guys, I don't have time for dinner because I got to go to 343 and flip over fucking tables because they got to get a demo ready for next week because Craig needs to have a fucking Bee Gees haircut. Instead, motherfuckers out there eating dinner with common folk. Influencers. I'm glad he has time. E3 was supposed to be a stressful time, right? No time. I remember Phil Spencer talking about he's planning for E3 in January. He's like, oh shit, we're busy this year. We're busy this year. I'm planning for E3. I remember Tim Dog used to tweet him. Hey, Phil, how's E3 coming? Phil's like, oh shit, it's January 3rd. I'm working on E3. Holy shit, I don't know what jacket I'm going to wear, what shirt. E3 is being huge, huge show. He took the whole fucking executive team out for dinner. To eat with Paris, an influence. Like, who? It wasn't even like fucking Gordon Ramsay cooking you, Jim Ryan. You know what? The thing is, they're nice people. All right? I'm not saying they're nice. Nice people, that's good. But you have a product to sell. You have a job to do. And you're not doing that job. No dinner, no lunch, no brunch would change my mind to know that the output is not matching your mouth. And that's what I don't like. Like, yes, you give the community opportunity. You bring them into the gaming industry. You help the community. You help podcasters out. You help that stuff. That is great. But that should not replace the expectation of what it is to have and play on an Xbox. And that's where shit got wild. Because it became more about that stuff. He's a nice guy. Rather than what has he produced for the console. Or for anything. What games have come out. I don't see pictures of Jay Allard eating dinner with fans. But even if he did, that's great because the output matched the fanfare. Yoshida could be sitting out, went to dinner with everybody. Well, good job, Yoshida. Playing Ratchet next week. Okay? And maybe Dirty Booty's out there. Maybe Dirty Booty's working overtime. Phil got Booty strapped in a corner, working his ass off, and Phil's having dinners. Maybe he's an executive, right? I don't care. Let them have the dinners. I didn't want to bring it up, but somebody in the chat brought it up, so I show the picture. And that was my one joke about the bullshit at the table. We move on from there. Now, you gotta have some fun, grinders. We got 100 grinders here in the house. 100 grinders in the house. Hit that like button, 100 grinders. You gotta have some fun. Goddamn executives. I don't give a shit about them.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the game.
Gordon Ramsay. I don't give a shit about Jim Ryan. He's a piece of shit. I don't care. I don't care. Show me the product. When I sold my Fuji camera, did I give a shit who Fuji was? It was Mr. Fuji. I don't give a shit who CEO of Fuji is. It was a good product. I liked my camera. Now I like Panasonic. I'm not here. Oh, where's my Panasonic executives? I don't give a shit. They're executives. They're market heads. They're head figures. I don't care. But when you lie and when you're not outputting and you're just smiling, it's great, kissing babies. Meanwhile, it's a mess. 343 is shit. Why do I say that? Well, a good friend, he can listen to the show. Good friend Jeff Grubb has some stuff to say. Now, again, I don't know if all his shit's true. I think he was speculating. I don't know. But I'm just going to I'm just going to let you hear what he said and my impressions of it if it's true. What's up, Big Cloud? How you doing, man? I watched your video earlier. Awesome. There he is. He's Mr. RDNA too. Nah. Big Cloud broke that shit down. Awesome. But he was talking about the Big Cloud. I watched this thing. It was the DLSS coming now. I know. Dude, yeah, he was right about it. He was talking about it. When people were just hyping it up that it was an NVIDIA thing and AMD has the same shit. Dude, they have all that tech. All they do is just name their own shit. So whatever NVIDIA has, AMD's going to have. End of story. But go watch BitCloud's video though. He brought it up. He was talking about it. Here we go. I'm just gonna just say what.
Don't write a story about this. Don't post it on Reddit. I guess I didn't say that.
What I didn't listen to what the hell he said.
And like where each studio is going to go, where everyone's going to end up. They're still
No.
figuring that stuff out. They haven't ever turned that off.
Halo. Here it is.
And like, so you've like this dedicated audience of people who,
Where is this?
if they've shown what they have to show for Horizon.
I don't want to hear. I just want to hear the Halo thing because this is the thing that had me shook.
Back when, but like I think.
But again, I don't know. He's really
pro hardware, or is it going to be two separate?
Wait a second. I want to find it. Was that 30?
Goddamn animals.
Is this the Halo one?
And does it benefit them to try to bolster their bolster their stock price? You morons! Like, you want the version that streams to the Switch? Do you just get?
Dude, where is it? It was 37.
To do this, Nintendo, please.
I could just say what he
To,
said.
Dedicate to a
Was it this one?
spun up in 2018
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find it.
response because I'm silly and absurd myself. It's a game they haven't shown before, so probably a CG trailer, right? Fable is in that weird spot where they're not ready to show gameplay, so they're not going to. Dennis J. Someone has already posted about this on Gaming Leaks Reddit, and they said you've confirmed that the Switch Pro won't launch until.
I don't want you to have the Switch Pro.
AM here, hello.
Well, this is what he said about Halo.
I guess maybe what they've seen is that all of those people have stopped playing because they started playing Mass Effect. Kind of, also see what Ratchet does. See how Ratchet does. Ratchet's a PS5 exclusive game.
I'll turn it up once I find it.
Black Heart Vinyl, if you could sum up your feelings about E3 this year, I think this is what you're asking. If they announce the Switch Pro
Why are you still talking about Switch Pro? I think it was the Halo.
on the idea of Biden's very likely going to get some taxes passed
All right, I'm trying to find it.
on here, it's probably something along those lines, unless I start seeing a larger pattern and again, that doesn't reflect on the game. The game's in fine, like a native for.
Oh, he should put timestamps in his show. So anyway, enough of this whole shit. I'm not finding it. I'll tell you what he said. There's the article here. So basically what he said. Again, this is what he said. You know what? I don't want to believe it. I don't know. You hear, you hear, like, it's almost like I wouldn't, this is nothing against him, but I wouldn't pay him money to give me advice. Because he's just like, I don't know. He's like a drunk fortune teller.
To have a very good and exciting.
He's like, I told you it's gonna be next month, and then but maybe not next month, maybe next 2 weeks. It could be next week, tomorrow.
They're going to introduce new hardware that might even amplify that even more. Yeah, they have a really good chance to build on the excitement that they already.
Did it say where
to great effect throughout these last couple of years?
I thought it was at the 30-second mark.
From Demon King, Fable, or Omen at E3, maybe?
I don't want to take up too much time. People are just like, I'm trying to search for them.
Sony's going to wait until all this stuff kind of falls into place, and then they'll announce a date as it gets closer.
Yeah. I said that last week. Am I an
E3,
insider?
That's how I see it going. Do you just get the Switch Pro version?
No, I want your Halo news. Where is it?
The Discord. Join the Discord. I'll make sure the link.
No Discord.
Can sufficiently answer. Right, wrong. Any chance of a Splinter Cell anytime soon?
Oh my God! So people still talking about Splinter. Here it is. I think it's at 37. I knew it was at 30 something.
Forza Tech, and this is this is supposed to be your biggest game. And
there it is. This is it. I knew at 37. Sorry guys. Sorry for the time.
Is Halo going to have?
This is the thing. So okay. Now I found it. Sorry, I had to find it. So the thing is that the expectations of Halo right now is that what they showed last year. They made a Craig meme. That gameplay did not look primetime. It looked fan-made. Pop-up. It looked a mess. And it was on a PC nonetheless. They have shown screenshots. Capture said that it supports ultra wide screen. Concept art. I've shown the video clip a bunch about day one guns and when they're going to put the classic guns in. They don't know when or where because it's a service game. It's going to grow. All this horse shit. Not good. Not good stuff for Halo. We know that the multiplayer is free to play. I've said this on the show before where what does that look like?
Whatever your name is.
Oh shit!
Get ready
New
for the big
subscriber,
surprise.
what's up, Tudinsky Yodhan? Hit the sirens, hit the sirens. New sub, baby. Thank you very much. Hit me with the horns. Love new subs. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Yodhan. Welcome to the Grindhouse. So, what I was saying was, as I said before, what does a Halo free-to-play multiplayer look like, right? And we know that Halo 5 didn't ship with Big Team Battle, Infection Mode. I said that, it would be basically, some modes, and they'll add some more later on, right? Because it's free-to-play. That's what you do. You kind of get people in a group, and then you kind of spread them out. You don't launch with 20 multiplayer modes because you don't want to spread your audience out. You want to kind of funnel them through a certain 1 or 2 modes, right? And that's what I say. Like, that's when you think free-to-play. And Halo is free-to-play. So, oh, shit. We don't know what that's going to look like. But that's part of it. The other part is the stuff that showed last year where it's in Gamepass, right? That's the campaign. Multiplayer. It was 4-player co-op. What's up, Neil? How you doing? It was co-op, right? And it's single-player and co-op. And it's semi-open world. That's the innovation of Halo. And because of that, they decided to separate out the multiplayer and a free-to-play. Who the hell knows why they did what they did? Who knows what it works like? But let's hear what he has to say, because this is the E3. They have yet to show any more gameplay of Halo at all since last year's debacle. This has got to be... We were supposed to be playing that game in November. Let's see what Halo anticipation is. Now, again, I don't hope this is not true, but let's hear what he has to say.
Halo and not much else. I think that they are in a situation where, earlier we were talking about Obsidian and kind of planning for one thing, and then that means they didn't have the bandwidth to do Avowed because creating these E3 assets takes a long time. I think everyone at 343 is so busy trying to make this game that they're not going to have a lot of time to dedicate to a huge E3 presentation like I think we may have been thinking. So what we're going to get is a look at multiplayer that is going to look just like Halo multiplayer. It's going to look like Halo multiplayer. Like, people are talking about, hey, is Halo going to have a battle royale or a new kind of multiplayer mode? And it might down the line, but at launch, it's going to be stuff like, hey, this game has Capture the Flag. This game has the stuff that you recognize from Halo, and it's going to look like... It's going to have the grappling hook. It's going to have new stuff. But when it uses the grappling hook, it's probably going to look a lot like Halo, stuff like that. And then they're probably not going to be able to show... they're reassure us that about the rest of the game. I don't think I don't know. I'm worried about the reaction, I guess, is how I would put it. I think that we're still going to have to wait to see this game for ourselves to know one way or the other. I don't think this E3 is make or break. I don't think it's going to even be that indicative of what the final product is going to feel like when we play it. But I do think the reactions are going to be pretty... I think maybe the Halo fans will come away and be like, this is actually what I wanted. Yes, just make this. And everyone else will be looking at it and be like, this still doesn't look like it's for me. And this is supposed to be your biggest game. And I was kind of hoping this would be the Halo that either won me back or won me over for the first time. And that doesn't seem possible. And that's actually the challenge that I think 343 has been given. Win over a new audience. And I just don't think this is the game that's going to do that. At least if it is, we won't see it for until it comes out, and then we'll know. I don't feel like that didn't answer your question, but I've just been thinking about Halo a lot, and that's what I've been thinking about.
And of course, the media, has the right articles about this, right? because you can't just take, if it's his opinion or rumor. He has this thing now that everything that he says now is going to be considered rumor, speculation, and stuff like that. Rather, it could be just like me saying shit, right? But they have as more clout. But I'm just saying that, you know, they write articles, rumors. And, you know, what they took from that is that it won't be a deep dive and mostly focus on multiplayer. And, you know, that's not good. And like what he said, they need to fix what they broke. Right? This is my opinion, because I'm a diehard Halo fan. This hurts me a lot, because I was like, you know, the last thing that Microsoft had was Halo, to me. The last thing. And if they mess this up, it is like the last hope that you have is that they at least get Halo right. That's why I still talk about it to this day. It got me shook that they would show Halo in that state last year and think that was acceptable. And I've done it so many times on my channel, showing how the Halo has shown in the previous years. Halo 5, Halo 4, Halo 3, all show campaign. Show amazing new experiences in campaign. Even Halo 5 and 4 look better. The thing is that you showed Halo in that state. You chose, because I put this out there when I saw people saying about this, I was like, yo, man, that sucks. Like, no. They need to show this stuff. Like, they need to, you know, here, like, I'll show you. Like, this is what I tweeted out, because I think I even replied to Mooch about it. I was said that, like, you know, where is it? Where I have it. Yeah, because, like, some, like, people like, Halo is a multiplayer game. You know, like, this is what it is. And I'm just like, Halo is a multiplayer game, but the thing is that Microsoft decided to show this. Like, they decided to show the campaign first, right? I love my tweet about this. Yeah. Oh, 100 grinders watching. Here you go. Watch this. This is a side note. All these Cyberpunk chairs had a new feature.
See, because he was behind you over here.
Oh, Cyberpunk chair. Oh, I cracked myself up, man. Oh, man, those Cyberpunk chairs. Oh, but oh, I gotta stop. I know why. I make myself laugh, man. I have some fun times. I amuse myself. So, yeah, so I replied to this thing, and here, this is what I get into. So I replied to them, which I found it. And this clown. This guy's a good clown. So, and I go, showing off the multiplayer is fine, you know? Like, because people are going like, well, if they just show multiplayer, that's what Halo's about. Halo's about... People catching up. Yo, hit that like button. That's some funny ass shit. Showing the multiplayer is fine. That's what Halo's about. It's like, yeah. But you forget that they led with the single player. And remember, that single player is a 4-player co-op. So I wrote here, I was like, showing the multiplayer is fine. But they need to go into that single player co-op, especially since that is the biggest change to Halo. That's the semi-open world. That is like the new shit. And especially after last year's showing. Like, you cannot sit here and ignore the disaster of last year's show and pretend that, oh, we're moving on from that. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. No, they need to come out and show that that shit is fixed. That Halo is fixed. Joseph Staten, remember the big news? Staten came in, you wrecked house Chris, that other guy, Chris, whatever his name is, left. He was in the back burner. You got to show that you fixed it. And like what Jeff Grubb said, he's like, they're so busy that they don't have time to do a demo. I'm like, oh, shit. All right. What I don't understand, Microsoft has all the time in the world, but no time in the world. They're the only ones affected by COVID, working from home, horrible development, wah, 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 wah. Sony is getting demos out of Ratchet and Horizon, and people are zooming in on fucking hair follicles. But we can't expect to get a single-player campaign co-op demo of the biggest franchise that built Xbox. So tell me expectations can't be set lower. If that doesn't happen, that will be a huge misstep. Huge. If they come out this E3 and they go, here's the Halo multiplayer. Woo, look at here's the shot. We balanced it out. We had these guys playing over here, and this team blue over here, and they're shooting each other. Oh, we added a new weapon. Oh, the new weapon's there. The hook shot works and multiplayer. And you're like, okay, yeah, it's Halo. Cool. Okay. That's free to play. No cost, right? Oh, and the campaign, we're still working hard on it. We showed it last year. We're still having our monthly dev diaries, and continue and stay tuned for more to come on the Halo Infinite campaign co-op. If they do that, I'm not going to say just me, but I'm going to tell you right now that you want to talk, shout out to Persona. Optics. You got to fix what you went wrong. You put that trash ass shit out there last year. You made that meme possible. You have to fix that. And if you just try to push that under the carpet and just forget, like, hey, don't mind what we showed last year. We're working on it. And you don't address that at this E3, that is just going to make it seem like even if you fixed it, you're going to be doubted until you show it. And if you're so in touch, you're going to dinner with the community. He's an influencer. He could tell you what everybody's expectation of Halo are. I'm sure you said, pass the butter. We need to see campaign when you're out there with Phil and Greenberg. I'm sure you said that. Please, I want some butter for my toast. Phil, pass the butter, please. And butter that ass. Oh, by the way, we need to see that campaign because last year was fucking trash. You need to fix that, Phil. You need to make sure that we show that. Oh, no, we're going to show multiplayer. We're going to hold off on the single player. We'll show it later on, closer to release. What? First off, that makes no sense. That's why I'm like, listen, Grub, I hope this is wrong because it makes no sense. Because if you're going to market the multiplayer is not part of Game Pass. So if Game Pass is the reason why you bought Bethesda, the be-all and end-all of Xbox, then showing a free-to-play multiplayer is not going to help drive Game Pass. Especially since it doesn't require online free-to-play games. The co-op campaign is the content that's going to drive Game Pass. That's the day one first-party games that everybody says is the value of Game Pass. Well, if you're going to hold that close to your heart and not share it, then I don't understand you're not going to help your Game Pass growth. And what are you going to do? Stealth drop it? And I recall when I heard what Jeff Grubb said and read this article, I thought the same thing where I'm like, shit, they did it with Gears 5. Gears 5, they showed the wrestlers playing escape mode. They didn't even show the game. They showed some CGI bullshit and did like a 9-minute run like after the fact. They didn't even show the game. And they held on to the campaign. They didn't even show the campaign until 2 days before the game released when they had Ninja running on Mixer. It was the worst handling of Gears that I've ever seen. Meanwhile, they talked about Gears Pop, which is dead, and Gears Tactics, which came and went. But the Gears campaign. Every time they showed Gears 3, Gears 4, they did a campaign demo. Cliffy B was playing it. Rod Ferguson was playing it. They've always shown a campaign demo. Halo got a campaign demo at E3. So to sit here at the E3 where you led with your campaign demo, it didn't hit, you got to make sure, show a different part of the world, show a different ability, show that you fixed it. If you don't address that at this E3 and they just kind of scoop it under the rug, that's not going to be a good look for them. And that's going to be bad optics. You want to talk about bad optics? That's fucking bad optics. It's never going to live it down. They got to fix Craig and shut the internet up. And if they think it doesn't matter, dude, this has been gone. They're still talking about Craig is still a thing today, a year later. This shit needs to be addressed now. And you have yet to do that. And this is where I said the problem with Microsoft E3 is that instead of slowly building up and showing little snippets of gameplay here and there, 10-minute demo, 5-minute, state of Xbox, state of this, state of Xbox. Here's a 5-minute demo of some Halo multiplayer. Here's a 5-minute demo of some campaign. Here's a feature of a gun. Here's a state of Xbox. You wouldn't have this anticipation. I had fools telling me, well, if they got a deep dive into Halo, it would be a 4-hour show.
You just made the list
of assholes. Sony showed a 12-minute video of Ratchet and Clank, a 12-minute video of Horizon Zero Dawn. Halo, if you are an Xbox fan, you know that Halo has always shown a campaign demo. You don't need a dev diary as to what he ate for lunch and what they gave him for brunch and what his theory of video gaming is. You just show the goddamn game. You let the games do the talking. Who's my motherfucker? Here he is.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
How many devs were talking during that Ratchet and Clank thing? How many devs were talking about the Horizon Zero Dawn? They showed 12 minutes of gameplay and had 1.5 minutes of those guys going yeah, this is what you saw in the game. Later, we're out of here. 15 minutes. The show is 90 fucking minutes. And this is what I'm going to say here, right? If you don't show Halo Deep Dive, what the fuck are you going to show then? Listen, if they're like, yo, we can't do a deep dive into Halo. Yeah, 4-hour no-show, exactly. If we're going to do a deep dive, we're not going to do a deep dive into Halo because we got some campaign play of Fable, Perfect Dark, Everwild, Avowed. We need room for all those games. Hellblade needs a 5-minute demo. We got Hellblade 2. All these games lined up for gameplay. We don't have time to do a deep dive. Okay. Do you think that all those games are going to show up on Sunday? I don't. And the industry doesn't. So if you're not going to spend at least 20 minutes, 20 minutes on Halo, what are you going to show? A gameplay sizzle reel? Or are you going to let Todd Howard in his shrinking leather jacket go out there and just wash his balls of Starfield? Okay, well, here's a little bit of multiplayer campaign. Here's some games coming to Game Pass. Todd Howard, the stage is yours. You got 80 minutes. All right, well, my name is Todd Howard. I'm here to talk about this game that we teased a few years ago called Starfield. And he's just going to do the whole Bethesda conference for 80 minutes. Because he loves himself, just like Phil. Is that your E3 show? And we're just going to ignore about, the games take time type deal. Like I said, Sony's not going to stop. And on that, Sony's not going to stop. Did you see this rumor now? According to an email sent out of one of the event attendees, Sony is planning a new big event for the end of June dedicated to titles coming out and soon between 21 and 22 on PS4, 5, and VR on June 28th. Among the event attendees will be Guerrilla Games, Sony Santa Monica, Capcom, Square Enix, Ubisoft, EA, and others. Some of the focus on the event will be a launch date of Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West on November 30th, which I'm like, oh shit, that seems pretty late. and a new remake by Square Enix and Bluepoint Games, and first look at new PSVR. This has been going around, but PlayStation rumors tend to be like this. But the thing is that even if this is not true, the fact is that Sony still has a lot of shit in their wheelhouse. They got a lot of shit to show. They just shook the internet with 15 minutes of Horizon gameplay. And that's it. And that's a little sliver of the game. That's not even the thing in the game. And that's the point. It's like, how can Sony show a little bit of Ratchet & Clank, 12 minutes of Ratchet & Clank, and still make you want more of it? That's what Microsoft needs to do. And those short shows, they don't have to be 90. They don't have to be 90 shows. And then 10 minutes of Phil Spencer just sitting there laughing and introducing himself again for the 1,000th time. I'm Phil Spencer, and I'm head of Xbox, and blah, 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 blah. Nobody gives a shit. Don't stop wasting the 90 minutes. From now on, you're going to see all these games that are exclusive coming to day one on Game Pass. Marketing bullshit. Just show the games. Let the games speak for themselves and let people want to play more of those games. You got to figure out. And by not having time to do a demo, I don't know how broke Halo was, but like, the first thing that you should have went in there and said is, hey, we need to get some shit together, get this game fixed, and we need to have something content and something modernized and something fixed and polished, ready to show. I can't believe that this game was supposed to come out in November, have a whole new thing fixed with it, and they still are working like overtime trying to get this game out, and they're still talking about day one guns and when stuff, like, they're still trying to figure it out, dude. Like, what's up, Deal My A Spot? How you doing? I don't understand how bad this game was, and how could you let your most Phil Spencer and Matt Booty, you goddamn Booty, how can you let Halo get like this, and Bonnie Ross and Kiki Wolfkill? How do you get the most celebrated franchise for your console? Halo made Xbox. This should have had a special consideration and care given to it when it was shown. I'm not saying that the people behind the screens don't value their job and value their contribution to the game. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the management. I'm speaking about the ones who okayed that stuff to be shown and expected that is the quality of what Halo should be. You imagine if Horizon came out and looked worse than the first one. People will be like, Jim Ryan has to go. How the hell does Jim Ryan think that Horizon's supposed to be the showpiece? That is a looker of a game. Maybe some people don't like some of the gameplay, but that game is supposed to melt your eyeballs. And Horizon, the sequel, the expectation from the world or from the fans is going to be that this game has to be a staple in the visual finesse of the PS5. And what happened? They showed 15 minutes of it, and it melted the internet. People are zooming in on her hair fuzz. The animations looked incredible. The combat looked awesome and modified. The abilities were shown. You didn't need a pause. You didn't need a dev diary. They just showed it. Just look at the Horizon gameplay and look at the story it told, and look at the Halo gameplay from last year and look at its story. That's the thing. Like, when you have expectations out there, then you need to meet those expectations or exceed them. You can't undermine them or devalue them. And if you remember, when Halo was shown last year, after that thing was disastrified and Craig was a meme all over the place, they doubled down on it in July, going, hey, we went back to original assets and, original schemes because that's what people wanted. And, we're still working on fine-tuning and all this other stuff. And, but this is the kind of graphics we're going back to. Like, we're going back to the original Halo as a kind of a relaunch. Oh, man. Dude, that was not good. And then a month later in August, they delayed the game for a year. Not a few months for spit polish. A year. How's a game get delayed a year? And we still don't have a release date. Hopefully we have one. Man, if they don't announce a release date, maybe they announce a beta for the multiplayer. But the thing is that the multiplayer is free to play. You know it's going to be loaded with microtransactions. Hell, Gears 5 was loaded with microtransactions, and it wasn't a free to play. God damn it. What do you think Halo multiplayer is going to look like? Oh, you like that Spartan helmet? Yeah, $5. You want Master Chief to dance? $3. You want a blue Master Chief? $2. I don't know. Hit that like button, everybody. Over 100 grinders in here. Largest show. The one-man Bachelor Grindhouse tonight. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. So hit that like button as we bring this baby home. But yeah. How do you show that? I don't understand it. I don't get it. And this is interesting. But boom. Yeah, Boomstick, you know. He says some crazy things, but, you know, I agree with him totally. As important as multiplayer is, and it's important, if the single player is not showcased in any way, it will be a disappointment, and so will millions of Xbox fans. It will be. A trailer will be disappointing, exactly. And I say, I hope this is not true. And then here's the clowns. These guys, I am thinking, why? Halo's a multiplayer game. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And then B-Rap. I just muted the conversation because I'm like, I'm not going down this path with you clowns. You know, B-Rap is right. Like, you know, I wouldn't even argue with them, B-Rap. Shout out to Basement Arcade Radio. I wouldn't even bother with them. It's a multiplayer. That campaign that they show is a co-op. It's 4-player co-op. So if you want to go down that whole bullshit that it's multiplayer, like, it doesn't matter. Microsoft chose to show Halo in that light last year. They greenlit that. Phil, Booty, who the hell did that? You got to make up for your sins. Yeah, that Joe's never given. Exactly, Sergeant. No, mute that shit. That's a drunkard. I don't deal with that. That's a waste of my time. That's a waste of time. That's not going anywhere. That's a clown. Fucking traveling circus. But, like, that's the point. And, like, that's the defense. But those are not real Xbox fans. That's not real Xbox fans. Like, Boomstick, that's a genuine thing. Like, no, you need to show it. And that's the thing. Like, you know, I'll joke about them and stuff like that because right now they are a joke. They're comical. I'm not going to defend the Phil and Greenberg Bomb and Bailey circus. It is. It is disappointing. And now when we come to E3, it's disappointing to hear it's still a wait. And that's scary because it's like these games really are that far out if they're not going to show them. And like we have here, this might not be true for this PlayStation Experience thing. But you know, they got shit. And just between Horizon and Ratchet coming out, just think about Ratchet's mindshare of true PlayStation 5 game coming out on the Friday before Microsoft is going to have its E3. Think about this. This is the E3 of the next generation. This is usually the one where you launch your console, that E3 kind of hypes up some games that are coming. Usually it's the next E3 where they welcome you to the next generation. Like the next E3, the next big show from when you launch your next gen consoles, the Series X and the PlayStation 5, that next show is basically what's, you know, those are the ones where the other ones might be crossover launch titles, things like that, because you're trying to get out for launch. Now that you launched, the next show should be a huge show to show you the potential that year and the year after that. For example, the Xbox 360, when it launched, that next E3, they showcased Gears of War because that was coming out. The other one, Xbox One, Sunset Overdrive and Forza Horizon. Now, I think they'll have a Forza Horizon, but if Forza Horizon 5 is similar to 4 and 3, like, I think enough of Forza Horizon. Like, yeah, it might be a good showpiece for the Xbox Series X and maybe use that. But, like, again, like, I think with Forza Horizon, the next one, in order to be impactful, I think they need like motorcycles, boats, planes. Like they need to blow it up. Maybe get out of your car and go into other cars. Like they need to change it. They can't have Forza Horizon 5 just be 4. Because 4, I think, is great, but 4 didn't hit as much as 3 did. 3 was incredible because that was the breakout one. Because 2 was awesome. 3 was the breakout. 4 it was 3 with seasons. When they go to the next one, 5 needs to be the next level. This is what you say, next level. Like Forza Horizon 5 needs to be, you get out of your car, you go into another car, or you jump into, they have motorcycles, they got other vehicles, ATVs, almost doing like a, what is it, drive, what the hell game was it? Not Drive Club, what the fuck is the Ubisoft game, where you could just like, you could race anything. Monster trucks, do all that stuff. Air that stuff. Have fun with it. That's where Forza Horizon needs to go. Be like and if you don't want to do planes and boats, then don't do it. But do like all-terrain vehicles. Do like different types of cars. Do fun cars like taxis. Have taxi missions. Have a limo in there. You drive a limo. Like make it crazy. Like make some crazy stuff. Make some fun stuff in it. Not just point-to-point racing and things. Have monster truck racing. Have monster truck events. Have tricks and all the stuff. Like add some monster truck elements to Forza Horizon. Like just blow it up. That's what you would expect out of a next-gen Forza Horizon. It just gets blown up. You still have your amazing cars and stuff, but then they just take it to the next level. Maybe get out of it. Maybe that, maybe. And this is just me just brainstorming stuff. Like what I would expect. Like next big thing, right? And that's where they need to go. They can't just be like, well, this is just a prettier Forza Horizon 4, and we added a whole bunch of new cars, and now it takes place in Mexico, and it's Forza Horizon. Run the tape. That's safe. Exactly, Chris. That's exactly. He says it right there. Facts. Look at God of War 2018. That's and remember, like they're trying to say that, just jumping back to Halo Infinite, they're trying to say that Halo Infinite is a spiritual reboot akin to God of War 2018. Well, when I saw God of War 2018, I'm like, oh my God, that looks awesome. When you see Halo, you're like, Halo Infinite, you're like, yeah. Is this fan made? Like, that's not a reimagining is supposed to get you excited. Not that you look at it and go, oh, well, that's why it looks like shit. Because you're going back to the older assets. The older thing. Like, are you using them or are you just using them as a reference? Because it looks like you're using them. Ooh, a Burnout or Wipeout. Yes, a new Wipeout. I want a PlayStation 5 version of Wipeout running at like fucking crazy frame rates and just going crazy. But that's the thing. Like, you would expect that in next gen. That's why I'm cautious about all these new studios and these new games and stuff, like Perfect Dark and Fable and Avowed. Like, the proof is in the pudding. Like, Microsoft really has a tough road ahead of them to prove that these games are gonna be worth the wait. Nonetheless, if they're going to be, a great game and not just some Game Pass excuse. That's what I'm worried about. Like, don't show me. Right now you're just talking about quantity. I have yet to see the item, and I have yet to see if it's even worth quality. You say you have 23 studios, but what's their output? How does Hellblade come out? They made Hellblade in 2017. They put it over to the Switch. How does Hellblade 2 not? And the thing is, if Hellblade 2 comes out and it's still like 7-hour game, pretty much linear, maybe I have a couple branching paths, and it looks great, and that's it. You're gonna be like, well, wait, why does this take so long? See, the thing is that the longer you wait for these games, the bigger you're going to think they're gonna be. That's why Microsoft, that's why Halo was kind of in this horrible situation, because Halo is going to be Well, you did a year delay, so why does it still look like that? People are expecting this game to look significantly different, thinking that you had a year to work on it. But we don't know how broke it was. And if this game comes out and they just kind of they fix the lighting and some of the textures and things still don't look right, it is going to be a bigger black eye. It's going to be a double black eye on them, because now, not only did I have to wait an extra year, but the game still doesn't look like it's prime time. So I don't know. That's the problem that they're going to run into. And that's the problem they're going to run into with all these games that they have. The longer you wait for Fable, the bigger you think it's going to be. Oh, they're saving up for a big one. And Fable comes out and it's like, looks all right. And you waited 3 years. That's going to be disappointment. So anticipation is going to build with time. That's why you don't want to announce stuff too early, and it looks like they did, if this stuff is not ready for this E3. And if Sony drops this show, and even if they don't do it in June, if they do it in July or something like that, there's, and what's after this? Does Microsoft do this E3, and what are they going to do? Gamescom video package, and what are they going to do? An Ep21 video package? Like, is this what Microsoft's going to do? Like, again, we just go from event to event with no new news, but all through the internet you hear about day one Microsoft games. Well, this is the time to show them. E3. This is, if you choose not to share like Xbox State of Plays and have significant gameplay in between this stuff, then you have set the stage for the anticipation on you. You make it like they made a big deal in 2019. Oh, we're the only show in town. Microsoft has the stage to themselves. Sony's not even there. And they flailed. It was like a horrible E3. They showed a bunch of multiplats. They opened up the stage. They had wrestlers playing Gears Escape mode. They showed bleeding ass. That's gone. That's what somebody posted. There's 0 people playing online. It averages 1 person. Bleeding Edge on Steam. One person average on Steam. 0 people concurrently online for Bleeding Ass. Yeah, that was the E3 for that one. What's up, Nassim? How you doing? But the point is that Sony's not going to stop. And what we even know from Sony, you're seeing progress with their games. You know that once Ratchet releases, it's going to be Horizon. And then they might do some stuff on Deathloop. Maybe some stuff on Ghostwire. Maybe a breakdown of Kenna. And that's just what we know about. And then you got then after that, Forspoken. And then whoever said in the chat, right? You got God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, Glinza said it. Halo Ragnarok, he said. But then you got God of War. Sony's not going to stop. And this is what I say. Like, you can't sit there and just say, just keep waiting, just keep waiting, just keep waiting. Next E3. This is not the big one. Next one's going to be the big one. But again, if you take that tunnel vision and think that Xbox is the only show in town, like, eventually you're going to have to open up your eyes and be like, dude, they're not delivering, and I'm just wasting years upon years being led across the road with a string. Like, people are gonna wise up, like I did, and just be like, I love gaming. Like, I want to experience games. Like, I should not be continue to invest in your product, paying you a service, paying you for controllers, paying you for more hardware, and you're not giving me the content that I'm doing. Like, I'm wasting money. Gran Turismo 7, Uma said. Like, I'm wasting money. Because I'm buying into your, what is it? Power your dreams. Shit, if the marketing term doesn't tell you right there, fund your dreams. And meanwhile, Nintendo's dropping Mario Golf. Wait for Mario. Wait for Legend of Zelda 2, the Awakening. Wait for the sequel to that to come out. And then God of War. Games that are just going to be on stage at Jeff Keighley Awards. People are going to talk about. The internet's going to blow up about it. And then how do you stay relevant when you're just like, just keep waiting, just keep waiting? Did I tell you about Game Pass? Hey, sir. Hit that like button, guys. I'm going to give you one more nice little joke, one of my favorites, that I just made myself laugh about a whole bunch of times. Just to kind of bring this all back to our discussion as a wrap up today. But yeah. So, as I brought up this thing where, this whole thing with Game Pass, we got two.
Bought it? You got a PlayStation 2? Nah, I got Gamecast. Gamecast? Well, there's GameCube and then there's Dreamcast. What you got? Well, I said I got Gamecast, man. Damn, I can't afford it. My bad. I'm just trying to help you out.
This is what Game Pass has done to people.
From?
I got Gamecast.
Grand Theft Auto 3? Word? Can I borrow that? You got a PlayStation 2? Nah, I got Gamecast. Gamecast? Well, there's GameCube and then there's Dreamcast. What you got? Well, I said I got Gamecast, man. Damn, I can't afford it. My bad. I'm just trying to help you out.
That's one for Game Pass. That's what it is, like talking to a Game Pass person. It's like, I got Game Pass. Game Pass. Hey, man, you don't have a PlayStation? I got Game Pass. Gamecast. Oh, man. It just sounds like it. And then this... And then this is the other one. So,
Jesus Christ, hey, don't run from the Lord.
The Game Pass stuff is like turning into like, I feel like when everybody's like, I gotta play Game Pass, and I say, I got Game Pass, I feel like they're like just running door to door like this.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Hey, don't run from the Lord. Where are you going? Excuse me, sir.
Tell me about Game Pass,
Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Hey, don't run from the Lord. Where are you going?
Tell you about that Game Pass. Sir, I don't want to talk about Game Pass. Do you have time to talk about Game Pass, sir? No, I don't want it. I don't care about it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But anyway, I have to say, the grind has been awesome. Awesome show. I want to thank you. Hey, where you going? Before I go, does anybody have any questions or anything they wanted to bring up? Man, we have over 100 people watching, and if you have any, just keep waiting. I know, man. I know. And what's on the horizon? We don't know. And that's the question about this whole thing. Like, hopefully they deliver this E3. Like, I want to be wrong, and hopefully they get something exciting and, maybe bring some cool stuff. But if it's just like a celebration of devs and just kind of things like that, like, and they just kind of recap, like, people are like, oh, Flight Simulator is going to be there. I'm like, what? Flight Simulator? They're going to take 90 minutes of your time and talk about 5 minutes about Flight Simulator on the console? Oh, my God. Yeah, I know, Buck. I know. Like, it's just real. Like, I'm not even thinking about those games. Like, I'm like, wait a second. Those games didn't even come out yet? Flight Simulator on the console? That came out last year on PC. It's not out on the console yet. Oh, and Scorn. They got to show some Scorn. They got to show, what is it? Stalker 2. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, dude, like, oh, man. That sounds like a lot of fluff. Yes, they're games, but like, and what? Oh, the other guy, what the hell's that other game? Bright Memory, Redacted, or Reverse. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what? Like, I don't know, man. Like, not for E3. This is what I mean. Like, you don't save that shit for E3. That's the stuff that you do in an Xbox State of Play or something like that. Here's Stalker 2. Here's Scorn. You don't say anything about these games for a year and a half to 2 years and then just show it at your biggest show. The biggest show, you lead with your biggest foot. You lead with all the bangers and then show some stuff. But, man, don't take up the 90 minutes to show that stuff. And knowing them, they're probably going to make those devs talk extra. Oh, I worked from home for the last 6 months. It's been hard developing Stalker 2 and Bleeding and Bright Memory Redux. And here's my intro. Well, before I started Bright Memory Redux, I remastered this version in the basement, and now I'm uploading it today. And, hopefully you like the new gameplay that I'm about to show in 15 minutes. But first, I wanted to show you how I made the music. And I made the music with this trombone over here. And then I took over here and I went to the keyboards, but the keyboard store was closed. So I walked over here. That's how I made the music for about the 5-minute clip that you're going to see. Here's Bright Memory. That's coming free to Game Pass in another month or two. Still not a release date, but I tell you, I used the trombone, and it's like, dude, I don't give a shit. Why do you have 10 minutes of the show to talk about a $5 game? And that's the kind of shit that Microsoft does. Oh, we have the Scorn developers here. Here they are, and after they just showed you nothing of Halo, and I'm like, I want to see more of Halo, please. Phil's like, okay, well, now we're going to show Scorn. Here's the Scorn developer, Bill and Ted. Hey, Bill and Bob, here they are. Tell us about, we developed, Scorn development started back in 2011, and it has been a bitch-ass time working on this game. I loved Aliens, and I loved all these movies like Prometheus and stuff like that, and now we come back to 2013. I went out to lunch with my friend, and we thought about maybe changing and making it a first-person exploratory game, because at first we wanted to make it this. Then we went back in 2015 and figured this out, and then after 2017, we decided that maybe we'll put this on PC, but then when Phil told us about Game Pass, we thought Game Pass would be a great place to score in. So in 2018, then we decided to porting it over to Xbox, and we've been working on it since 2018. And hopefully we can make it a next-gen game. And we still don't have a release date yet, but hopefully you like the next 15 minutes of video gameplay of Scorn. And I'm sitting there going, what? What? I'm like, you just showed me, you don't have time to show me the campaign to Halo, but I get to hear the whole life story of the Scorn developer and 5 minutes of his game. And that's the kind of stuff that they do. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't want it to happen, but that's what they do. They give the podium to these devs and these little indie games, and you're at E3. This is your E3 showcase. This is the big show. You don't bring out the friggin' the farm teams that played in the Super Bowl. And why? How is that fair, Jez? How is that fair, Grinds? They made it that way. By holding on to all their news and all their stuff, they put the pressure on them. This is their Super Bowl. So they got to come out with their best players. You don't take this time to show that kind of stuff as a primary focus. You want to show it, but don't let that take away from the big hitters. You got to emphasize your big stuff because you decided to put all this together in one show. You could have built this up and had little shows building up to this stuff, but you chose not to because the stuff's not ready or you have horrible marketing. But that's your choice, and this is your pressure that you put on them. Microsoft has built their bed. Sony's built their bed. Microsoft has a whole big-ass catch-up to do to get that mindshare back. So stay tuned. There's more news coming out this week. I'll probably talk some more about Ratchet as we come together, but this has been a great show. Thank you for the time change. Sorry for the delay. Stuff came up with home, but still, double, triple banger show. We have more people in here that work at the initiative. Over 100 people watching live. I think there's like 44 people or 43 people now that Drew Murray left that work at the initiative on Perfect Dog. Hopefully they staff up and they can get as many grinders as we had here live tonight. And I want to thank everybody for an amazing show. Hit that like button. Share out the video. The last few gaming Grindhouse have been over 1,000 views. Like I'm at 1.2, 1.1. I just amazed at the grinders, man. It's just awesome. I feel that's why I have to do this because you guys are there, you guys and girls are out there, and I just want to keep delivering that content. Let's hit that 1,000 subs. If you're new here, hit that sub button. Thank you for the new subs tonight. Continue to do that, and I just want to thank everybody. And, you know, stay safe out there as everything's getting changed. And, you know, there'll be more to come on this channel. Maybe some streaming this week. Or maybe it grinds my gears. Who knows? If something takes me off, I'm going to go live. So hit that notification button and hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes something grinds my gears and I just go, it's time. So keep grinding. Thank you very much. Thank you, Buck. And thank you, everybody. Been here. OG grinders and new grinders. Welcome to the Grindhouse. And with that, everybody, I want to thank you again for an amazing show. And good night.